Boris Karloff on Inner Sanctum Mystery. Brought to you by the makers of Carter's Pills.
Good evening, friends. Let me welcome you once more to the Inner Sanctum. This is Raymond, your host. Come in, won't you, and sit down? No, I'm not being polite. I'd prefer you to sit, you see. Because within the next 5 minutes, you're going to be so weak in the knees that you won't be able to stand.
Inner Sanctum Mysteries again has the pleasure of bringing you the famous star of radio, screen, and stage, now featured in the current Broadway success, Arsenic and Old Lace, Boris Karloff. This evening, Mr. Karloff appears in Robert Newman's dramatization of Edgar Allan Poe's famous story, The Telltale Heart. Presented for your entertainment by the makers of Carter's Little Liver Pill, the best friend to your sunny disposition.
And now our story. A story based on a tale by the greatest master of the macabre that ever lived, Edgar Allan Poe. The story of a man who could hear not only every sound on earth, but even things that don't exist. So, turn down the lights, call in a friend or neighbor to keep you company, and listen to Boris Karloff as Simon in The Telltale Heart. It's early evening. The sun is just setting behind a range of low hills. On top of the nearest hill is a huge rambling building surrounded by park-like grounds. A road winds from its gates down to the little village below. Down this road comes a man. He's tall, gaunt, his hair snow white. He's so busy with his thoughts that he doesn't see the small, dark man who sits by the roadside. But just as he is about to pass him...
Good evening.
Huh? Oh, why, good evening.
Nice evening, isn't it?
Nice? Why, it's the most wonderful, perfect evening I'll ever know this side of heaven.
You don't say.
And you can't know what it's like to feel as if you've just risen from the dead. As if your tomb was opened. And you were told that you could return to the world that you knew and loved.
Can't I?
You can't. You see, my name is Simon. I was a musician. 2 years ago, I went stone deaf. Suddenly. Completely. Do you know what deafness means to a musician? It's like dying. Or worse. Like dying and knowing that you're dead. Oh, I went to doctors, but they could do nothing for me. But finally, one of them sent me to see the doctor who has the place up on the hill here.
Dr. Adair?
Yes, Dr. Adair. He kept me with him for 6 months, and now I'm going home again.
He cured you? You can hear?
Hear? Listen. Listen hard, and tell me what you can hear right now.
Nothing very much. The wind. Crickets.
Crickets and the wind. Do you know what I can hear? I can hear the grass growing, the sap rising in the trees. I can hear the stars moving in their courses. I can hear things that no man ever heard before. Now, do you know why I said that this was the most wonderful evening that ever was?
Yes, Simon. But I knew why before. You see, I just left the place up on the hill myself.
You left there? You mean...
When I was taken there, I was blind.
Oh, your eyes, yes. I hadn't noticed before, but they are strange. Shall we walk on together?
Simon? Just where did you plan to go?
Well, I've been thinking about that for weeks now. All the weeks when I couldn't leave my room. I must get used to being able to hear again, gradually. From my window, I could see an old mill, just this side of the village.
Yes, it's deep in the woods, deserted. There's moss on the water wheel. And the door hangs open by one hinge.
You mean that you can see it from here?
My eyes have become as good as your hearing. You thought of going there, living there?
For a while, until I was ready to return to the world. Oliver, why don't you come with me? Then when we are both ready, we can go back together to the world.
Yeah. I could do that.
Think of what it's going to mean, how much we're going to be able to help people. You with your sight and I with my hearing.
Help them? Yes. Yes, of course. All right, Simon. We'll go to your old mill.
This way, Oliver. Up this path.
What? Someone's coming.
The farmer, he seems to be looking for something.
Good evening. I'm looking for my cow. Have you seen her?
Well, what kind of a cow is she?
A brown and a white one with a crooked horn.
Wait. I hear her. She's grazing in a field on the other side of the woods.
Hear her? That's almost a mile from here.
I have good ears.
Good. You must have ears like a fox. But that field, that's the squire's. How did she get there?
You think someone took her? Who would?
Well, it's the squire's land, but he's the richest man around here. Why should he have taken my cow?
Wait a minute. Let me see. Yes. Yes, I do see someone with your cow. He's just leaving her.
You can see that? Right through the woods?
I have good eyes.
Who is it? What's he like? Is he tall, wearing a brown jacket?
Yes.
I knew it. It's the squire. He's trying to steal my cow. I'd better go get her. Thank you very much. Perhaps I'll see you both again.
Perhaps. We'll both be staying around here for a while there in the old mill.
Why did you tell him that, Oliver? Did you really see the squire taking his cow?
I saw what he wanted me to see.
What do you mean?
He hates the squire because the squire's rich and he's poor.
But what?
Never mind, Simon. Shall we go on to the mill?
Here we are. And it's just the way I knew it would be. Quiet, peaceful, no noises, just sound. And even those are dulled by the waterfall.
Yes, it's just the way I knew it would be, too. Dark, dank. The home of the rats and spiders. We'll be happy living here with them.
Happy with rats and spiders? Why?
Because they're like me. Rats see in the dark, and spiders spin webs.
I don't understand you, Oliver. Must you always see the worst, the most evil side of everything?
Always.
But why? Don't you love people? Don't you think that this is a good world?
A good world when I was blind for more than 2 years?
But whose fault was that?
What difference does that make? I was blind. And did anyone care that I was? No. Love people. I hate them.
But, Oliver, that's wrong. You've no right to hate anyone or anything.
What's that?
What? It sounds like wings, like... Yes, there it is, there. A swallow. Why, it's frightened, trying to get out. Why, it's beating itself against the wall and... Oh, poor thing, it's hurt itself. Fallen to the ground. I'd better catch it.
Is it badly hurt?
No, I don't think so. Oh, just this one wing.
Let's see. Perhaps we can put a splint on it, heal it.
Do you think so? Here, Oliver. But be gentle. It's still terribly frightened.
I will. Oh,
Oliver! What are you doing to that bird?
Doing...
Blood, you've crushed the swallow, killed it.
So it has.
You killed it deliberately.
You think so? I told you we all have some badness deep inside us. Even you. Here you are ready to believe the worst of me, that I'd wantonly crush a harmless little sparrow to death and... Simon.
What is it?
I don't know, but there's something in your face. Something that wasn't there before.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going up to bed.
Simon! Simon, wait!
It wasn't he that was blind. It was I. Oh, he is bad, evil, clean through. He's like one of the spiders he loves so much, lurking here and spinning cunning webs to catch innocent people in. And what he saw in my face just now, there was something there. Something that wasn't there before. Death. Why did this have to happen to me? I was so happy just a little while ago. I loved everyone, the whole world. And now I have to kill him.
And here I am, friends, Raymond, your host in the inner sanctum, who also loves everyone. So, Simon has decided he must murder his companion. Not because he wants to, but in order to keep him from spreading the hate and evil he seems to love. That's a charming idea. But if Oliver's eyes are as good as he says they are, good enough to see death in Simon's face, how will he be able to do it, Quite a problem, isn't it?
Well, Raymond, everyone has problems. It's the answer that counts.
It certainly does, Mr. Hurley, in a mystery drama.
Yes, and in a domestic drama, too. If you don't believe it, listen to what Agnes Vale says to her husband at the dinner table.
Oh, Bob, you haven't said a word about the cake, and I baked it especially for your birthday.
After 30, no one wants to be reminded of birthdays.
Oh, that's silly. Besides, a person's only as old as they feel.
Well, if that was the case, I'd be about 60.
You mean 90. No one could save up the grouch you've got in only 60 years.
If you felt as irritable, low, and out of sorts as I have lately, you'd be grouchy, too.
Of course I would. Anybody would. So the thing to do is not to feel that way.
What can anyone do about it?
Very simple, my dear. Try Carter's Little Liver Pills.
Right. And when you don't feel good, try Carter's Little Liver Pills. They do the work of calomel but have no calomel in them, for they are simple pills made of vegetable drugs. They wake up the flow of one of our most vital digestive juices. When this vital juice flows at the rate of 2 pints a day, it helps to digest our food and bring back the glorious feeling that goes with regularity. Then most folks feel like happy days are here again. But be sure you get the genuine Carter's Little Liver Pills.
Well, friends, are you sorry I advised you to sit down before? I thought not. You still want me to go on with the story of the Telltale Heart? Very well. It's a little later that same evening, and Simon is sitting in the upper story of the old deserted mill, waiting, listening.
Sleep, Oliver, sleep. Aren't you ever going to sleep? Oh, I know you're lying down. I heard you getting undressed. I even heard the thread snap when you pulled that button off your shirt. But you're not asleep yet. I can tell by your breathing, the way your heart's beating. And that's what I must wait for. The time when you're really asleep. When you close those hawk eyes that can see even in the dark. That could read murder in my face when I didn't know it was there myself. Wait a minute. There. Now you're asleep. And now I must go. Easy with the door. Careful. And even more careful going down the stairs. Shh. Don't creak like that. Suppose he wakes. No, he can't. He won't wake up. He can't. And even if he does... here we are. The door to his room. How shall I do it? Those sacks he's using as a pillow. If I pull them out and held them over his face and smothered him, that's it, yes. Then I wouldn't have to touch him. I wouldn't.
Who's there? Who's there? There is someone there. I can see you. It's Simon.
Yes, it's Simon.
What do you want? What are you doing here? I know you've come to kill me.
Yes, Oliver. I've come to kill you.
Philip, you can't do that. You can't.
Yes, Oliver, I can. And I have to. Oh, please don't struggle like that. I'm stronger than you are. You can't get away from me. You can't. You can't. That noise. Hear it? It's your heart. Beating, pounding, driving the blood through your veins. It's beating more slowly now. Slower and fainter. Running down like a tired clock. And I'm not going to let you go until it's stopped. So don't struggle. Don't struggle, please. Just a few seconds more. I can hardly hear it now. Just a faint, throbbing murmur. And now, even that's gone. Yes, it stopped. And you're dead. Oliver, listen. I didn't want to do it. I didn't, but I had to. You were only interested in hurting people. That's why I had to do it. And that's why I'm not going to give myself up or confess that I killed you, because I could still help people. You understand, don't you? That's why I must get rid of your body, hide it somewhere. Oh, what am I to do with you? I know. I'll keep you here, tear up the floor and hide you underneath it. Yeah. Let's see now, this crowbar. Board. And this one here, there. That should be big enough. And now, in you go. Goodbye, Oliver. Goodbye. Just put these boards back. Nail them down again with the same rusty nails. And it's done. Now I'll spread this dust over the cracks. No one will be able to tell what I've done. No, not even with your eyes. If you could still use them. What's that? A light. A lantern outside. Someone at the door. Maybe Christie's come back again. Yes? Who is it?
It's Trent, the constable.
The constable? What do you want?
Oh, nothing much. Thought I'd drop in. Say hello.
Come in, constable. Come right in.
Thanks. Queer time of night to be visiting, but I heard there were strangers living out here, and I thought I might...
Why, of course. It's part of your job to investigate strangers, isn't it?
In a way. Not that you're a stranger, exactly.
What do you mean?
Well, you've been around here for some time, haven't you? Up at Dr. Adair's place in the hill, I mean?
Oh, yes, of course. I just left there this afternoon.
Uh-huh. And your friend, where's he? Sleeping?
Friend? Why, there's no one here with me. I'm all alone.
But the doctor said... You mind if I look around?
No, of course not.
Not that I doubt your word or anything like that.
Oh, no, don't apologize, Constable. Go right ahead. Well, Constable?
There's certainly no sign of anyone else.
Well, I told you so.
Yes, you did. Now, I'll just sit down here for a minute. Get my pipe going.
No, not there. Don't sit there.
Why not?
Because, well, it was just that the floor looked a little rotten right there, and I was afraid that... Oh, I guess it's all right.
Sure. Strong enough to hold me, anyway.
Don't stop me if I catch you. Good heavens. What's that?
What's what?
That throbbing. That noise. Beating away like...
I don't hear any noise.
But you must, you... Those ears of mine. Sometimes they're too good. It's just your watch ticking.
Watch? I haven't got a watch on me.
You haven't? But then what? Oh, look, Constable, I could use a bit of exercise. Suppose I walk you back to the village.
Well, that's mighty nice of you. I'm glad to have your company. But there's no hurry, is there? Let's sit here for a while.
I don't want to sit. Constable, will you come now? Now, this minute. If you don't, I don't know what I'll do.
Hey, you have gotten yourself into a state. Is anything the matter?
No, of course not. It's just that I get nervous, restless, and you won't mind if I walk up and down right here, will you?
It'll make you feel any better. Go ahead.
Thank you. This floor, it is noisy, isn't it? It isn't noisy enough. Constable, this lever here, I've been wondering about it. What's it for, do you know?
Yes, I think it opens the sluice, starts the middle wheel turning.
It does? Then let's try it. See if it still works. There.
Yeah, still works all right. It's quite a racket, too.
You're not loud enough, Phil. Constable, for heaven's sake, will you come now? Leave here with me. If you don't, I'll go back.
Look, there's no need to get so excited.
I'm not excited. I'm perfectly calm and quiet. Will you come now, right away?
But I told you.
I know what you're doing. Sitting there, pretending you haven't heard, making me stay here and listen to it, beating louder and louder and louder. All right, I confess. I killed him. His body is right underneath you, under the floor. I killed him, and that noise you hear is his heart. The beating of his telltale heart.
Hello, Dr. Adair.
Oh, Constable, hello. Well, did you find them?
Yes, Doctor. I'm glad. Some of my boys will be bringing the other one, Oliver, along in a little while.
Bringing him? What's the matter with him?
Well, sort of. They were in the old mill by the river. Simon had evidently tried to kill Oliver, but he hadn't done a good job of it. He nailed him up underneath the floor. And when we got him out, he was unconscious. And he's still pretty weak.
I see. Bring Simon in, will you?
Sure. All right, Simon. In here.
Yes, Constable?
Now, turn him around so that he's facing me. That's it. Well, hello, Simon.
Hello, Doctor.
Simon, why did you run away from here this afternoon?
Run away? I didn't run away. I left. What need was there for me to stay when I was cured?
Oh. And what you did, or rather tried to do to Oliver?
That was wrong. I know it was wrong, but I had to do it. He was bad, Doctor, bad. He hated everyone, wanted to hurt them, and I couldn't let him.
You know, it's strange, Constable. 2 men, both mental cases because of a sudden affliction. But while Oliver's blindness made him hate, Simon's deafness filled him with love for all mankind.
Deafness? You mean he's deaf? But when you talk to him, he answers you.
Yes, he reads lips. That's why I had you turn him around, so he was facing me. But he's stone deaf. He will never hear again.
What's that you're saying? Deaf? But I'm not deaf. Why, there's no one can hear better than I. No one. I heard everything when I left here. Things no man has ever heard before. The song of the swan. The breathing of the fish. Why, I even heard the beating of Oliver's heart. After I'd killed him.
Yes, Simon, of course.
I'm not deaf, I tell you. I'm not. I'm not.
So, Simon did hear all the things he said he did. Even the beating of the telltale heart. And not with his ears, but with something else deep inside his poor, sick brain. Speaking of telltale heart, I saw it's not a heart at all. It's just Mr. Herlihy's knees knocking together.
And if you think you're kidding, Raymond, you're crazy.
Oh, I'm not kidding, Ed. In Mr. Karloff's audiences, that's the equivalent of applause. since everyone's generally much too scared to show the usual approval with their hands. So we won't take any chances. We'll just use words and say, thanks, Boris Karloff, for your splendid performance of tonight's dramatization of Poe's The Telltale Heart.
It was a pleasure, Raymond, to be able to bring our friends one of the world's most famous stories. And I'm very grateful to Everett Sloan as Oliver and Santos Ortiaga, who played Christie, for the help that they gave me. So now I suggest that you listen to Ed Hurley, who has some helpful advice for which you may be very grateful.
This is Raymond again, your host, getting ready to close that door to the inner sanctum and say goodnight until the same time next week. In the meantime, if you care to do a little bloodthirsty reading, try this month's Inner Sanctum novel, I'll Eat You Last, by H.C. Brandon. In case you've already read that, why not try some of the other stories by the author of tonight's mystery drama, Edgar Allan Poe? According to all critics, this writer has quite a future. Oh, good night. Pleasant dreams, huh?
Inner Sanctum Mysteries will be on the air again next Sunday night, same station, same time, with another chiller for thriller fans. So be with us then. This is Ed Hurley, speaking for the makers of Carter's Little Liver Pills and reminding you, when you don't feel good, try Carter's Little Liver Pills, the best friend to your sunny disposition.
This is the Blue Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
Let's say you're walking along, counting the change in your pocket.
6 big ones, 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and 3 pennies. Hey, I got $6.98 in this pocket.
If you have $6.98 plus tax,
I got tax in the other pocket.
you have enough for McDonald's new bacon double cheeseburger pizza. Now say your buddy's with you.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, pal.
How much change you got in your pocket?
Now, let's see. 3 big ones, 7 dimes, 6 nickels in this pocket.
That's $4.
I can add.
Great, because for $4 more plus tax,
Oh, I got tax in my other pocket.
you can get a second bacon double cheeseburger pizza at a participating McDonald's. Fresh made oven-baked pizza loaded down with seasoned hamburgers, slivered onions, real bacon, and mounds of mozzarella and real Wisconsin cheddar cheese after 4 p.m. So start counting your change.
$6.98.
$4 plus tax.
Because this offer on McDonald's new bacon double cheeseburger pizza is for a limited time. Now say your girlfriend comes up.
Hi, guys.
Hiya. How much change you got?
$18,000.
$18,000?
Plus tax?
Plus tax.
All right.
Kmart shoppers, we apologize for the inconvenience you are having during the remodeling of our health and beauty aids department, but after the confusion is over, you'll be able to have your prescriptions filled at our stores. Yes, at Kmart prices. That's right. A new pharmacy is being installed. Watch for the grand opening. Let us have the opportunity to quote a price on your next prescription. And thank you for shopping at Kmart, where there is friendly service and discount prices. Kmart shoppers, if you're wondering what all the activity is in our health and beauty aids department, you'll be pleased to know we are adding a pharmacy department to our store. In the near future, we'll be able to service all your prescription needs. We hope you'll bring your prescriptions to Kmart and have them filled while you shop. This is another way of saying thank you for shopping at Kmart.
We want to zoom in on our tropical depression number 6. Now, as I mentioned, it is looking very favorable for conditions to change. In other words, we could have a tropical storm on our hands by later today or even into tonight. The name would be Erica, as I mentioned. Now, we do have an area of disturbed weather moving across the Lesser Antilles. It is bringing some squalls across that area. We don't anticipate tropical development from this particular system, but as always, we will watch it and monitor the situation for you. Now, the other item of interest is what's happening just off of the coast of Africa. We have, another tropical wave that's coming off of the coast, and that would be this one right here. We have a weak tropical wave right out in front of it. That could develop. This is the Cape Verde time of year. Here are the Cape Verde Islands. Here's the coast of Africa. What you're looking at is one tropical wave moving off of the coast. Here's another one, and this is just the outer fringes of our tropical depression that could become Tropical Storm Erica. Now, as I take you on out near the eastern seaboard, want to make mention of this area of disturbed weather, this low-pressure system just off of the coast of South Carolina. The National Hurricane Center says, you know what, this could become tropical. We'll have to wait and see. Now, true, we do have a frontal boundary that's moving on through the eastern coastline tomorrow, a trough, so that may inhibit possible development or kind of scoot it on out to sea, but we will certainly keep an eye on that for you. Now we take you a little farther to the south. This is a closer view of our area of showers and thunder showers, convection. If we see any kind of development, certainly we'll keep you posted. Now we take you to the Bay of Campeche, which would be right about here. Here's the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the Yucatan Peninsula. Here's Mexico. Here's Texas. This area of disturbed weather could bear some watching. In fact, it does bear watching because the National Hurricane Center thinks that it could become a tropical system given enough time. So we will watch that for you too. Now, about 400 miles south of the Baja of California, we have an area of disturbed weather, tropical wave, if you will, that could become a depression in the next day or so. And about 1,150 miles to the southwest of the Baja of California, we have another tropical wave that looks rather impressive. That, too, could become a tropical depression in the next couple of days. So this area and this area, I told you things were active. We have a lot to talk about. Now, this is the Hawaiian island chain, obviously. Here we have Tropical Storm Oliva. Now, Oliva is scheduled to cross the international date line in the next day or so. It would keep the same name, but if it becomes a hurricane, it would not be a hurricane, it would be a typhoon. So that's kind of interesting. This is Typhoon Bing. It brushed by Japan and is moving away from Japan. So that is definitely good news. It's packing winds of over 100 miles per hour. Now, this is not a hurricane yet. It's a Tropical Storm Oliva. If it crosses the date line and does become a hurricane, it would be called a typhoon because it would be in this particular region of the Pacific. So that is what's happening. We are going to turn things over to Rich now and see what's coming up next.
It's the JCPenney 5-hour red tag sale. Your chance to save an additional 25% on every previously marked down item in the store. Be there when the doors open at noon New Year's Day for values in every department. Merchandise that has already been reduced below the regular selling price is yours at an additional 25% savings. It's for 5 hours only. Doors open at noon on New Year's Day. It's the JCPenney 5-hour red tag sale.
This is JCPenney.
Every year, an outstanding amount of people lose their teeth, all because of smoking crack. If you want to keep your teeth strong and shiny, there's only one simple thing to do. Don't smoke crack. Smoking crack is bad. So the next time you find yourself with a crack pipe in hand, remember, if you love your teeth, please don't smoke crack.
The first time I tried smokeless tobacco was like the first time I ever tried to play a fiddle. I was all thumbs.
Country recording artist Charlie Daniels talks about how much he enjoys Skoal moist tobacco.
Now, I grew up in North Carolina where bright leaf tobacco is king, and a lot of my friends used Skoal, so one day I bummed some. Well, sir, that first dip was a little bit clumsy to do, but by about the 5th dip or so, I was getting to be a downright pro at it. And me and Skoal's been together ever since. I just take a pinch and put it right here between my cheek and gum, and I get that real tobacco pleasure without lighting up. And I get that great wintergreen flavor, too. Now, a lot of fellers dip only when they're outside, but I enjoy my Skoal wherever I go, indoors, outdoors, on the CDB bus, or after dinner in a restaurant. Yeah, going smokeless is the only way to go. And for my money, Skoal is the only one to go smokeless with. Heck, if I ever stopped making Skoal, I'd be so mad I could spit.
Share the Skoal experience. Go smokeless with Skoal. A pinch is all it takes.
Well, good morning, weirdos. It's me, crazy old weird bearded guy, but you can call me Michael. Just don't call me late for dinner. And especially don't call me late for breakfast. Man. Well, I got my coffee, got my ice water, I got my Bong Hits, I got everything. I got Susie, if Susie's still there. Yo, Susie. You still there, Susie? Totally. Because I was just going to do some Bong Hits, and I kind of wanted some company. You know, little puff pass here. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you totally dig it? Do I could do, I could do, I could do. Do I could do, I could do, I could do. Do 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 do. Hey. Well, my theme is just a little bit behind me here. I'm just watching the theme the opening credits here finish up. And there it goes. So that was about, what, 30 seconds? It's about a 30-second lag. But I'm ready. I'm here. Ready, willing, and Cain and Abel. You like my Doors shirt? Isn't that cool? The Doors, man. The big mushroom on it. Where did I get this shirt? I don't remember where I got this shirt. The mall, I think. I think I got it at the mall. I think I got it at the mall, man. Totally. Some dubage. Some dubage here. Get on the internet here on the other computer and see. Well, we're gonna see what we can see. Sheesh. That's a big bud. There's a big bud. Yeah. You know, every time I turn on my computer and it goes to the news, the first thing that comes up is Taylor Swift and her Eras tour. And every time mistakes happened and she lived through it. She dropped her eyeball and she kicked it across the stage. I mean, it's all just ridiculous shit. You know, I mean, yeah, we get it. She's raping her fans for money. You know, all these fans out there that can't go see her because she wants to charge $2,000 a fucking ticket. You know, give me a fucking break. Pathetic. I mean, Harry Styles did so many nights in a row at the Forum, right? And wherever he went, he did 15 nights. The ticket prices came way down. Yeah, there were a few nights and stuff where the ticket prices were outrageous. But if you got on and got in line and did your shit early, you got a really good price on tickets. You can't do that with her tickets start off at horrible prices. And then they skyrocket. You know, it's crazy. It's just fucking crazy. It's just, my daughter, she would have liked to have gone to see Taylor Swift, right? She's a fan. I'm a fan. But come on, you know, that's just ridiculous. You're literally raping your fans. You know, how much do they love me? You know, we'll make them pay. Well, show me how much you love me by how much money you're gonna throw at me. Oh man. I don't get it. Is anybody still there? Hello? Is this thing on? Is there anybody home? How about that Boris Karloff, huh? And the Telltale Heart? Don't go up the stairs, Barbara. Dude, it's totally cool. It's totally cool, dude. So I'm alone again, naturally? Is that it? Am I alone again? It's hard to tell sometimes because the comments are slow. So I'll be talking, and then look for an answer, and it won't show up for like a minute. Right? Like a minute, man. Like a whole minute. What? Fucking President Wackadoo and Wackadoo running for president. All of the Wackadoos standing around going, yeah, isn't this great? Why can't you just fucking get along, right? You bunch of fucking DC kooks. No, really. I just want to go just smack the hell out of them, you know? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So nobody's there, huh? Everybody left. As soon as I come on, everybody takes off. That's fucked up, man. That's just totally jacked up, man. Well, it's Flashback Friday, so I'm hoping at least my sister will show up at some point and want to look at slides. Right? No, really. I'm going to do this bong hit here. Wait for somebody to show up. That's the ticket, cricket. Somebody left a comment. Jesse. Every night I listen to a story. Thank you. Oh, yes. There. Oh, I'm supposed to hit the button, not that. Reply. There, I just replied. Isn't that cool? Now let's go over to Jesse. And subscribe to Jesse. Because if he has not subscribed, that just might prompt him to subscribe. Totally, dude. All right. Okay. Totally Flashback Fridays. It's like that's what today is. It's a Flashback Friday. So if anybody has any flashbacks they want to share, let me know. Send me a link and I'll pull it up here and share it with everyone. Oh man, I hate it when my bugs get running, you know, because it's morning time and like, you know, when you wake up, right? Oh look, I can see my ring, my wedding ring. See? Isn't that cool? Isn't it cool? Like I've totally been married for like almost 25 years. Isn't that awesome? 24 and a half years to the same beautiful, lovely, awesome woman who gave me my beautiful, awesome, lovely child. Yeah. So fantastic stuff. Oh man, am I gonna have to deal with dogs already? Well, just go to bed already. Just go to bed, man. The game over, man. Game over. Oh, so last night we watched a movie. We watched our usual episode of Barnaby Joe and the Quinn Martin production, starring Buddy Ebsen, also starring Lee Merriweather and Mark Shera. Tonight's guests. Yeah, no, I love watching that show. It's like, all right, who's going to die in the first 2 minutes? And how's he going to figure it out? That's old school TV right there. That's old school TV. Nowadays, you got somebody running down the street going, and then they flash to the body in the morgue. And then it's like, all right, what happened? Oh, yeah, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. You can't follow along, like, for shit. But it's a mystery. It's a mystery how this shit even gets on TV nowadays. So nobody's there? Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Hello? Well, isn't that just the case? I get on here just so that I can have some back and forth with Susie, because she was just here this morning. And where did you go, Susie? It's like now I can like talk and read your comments and talk. It's a little slow, but hey, what are you gonna do, eh? What are you gonna do? I can also type in the stuff here. So we got a three-way thing going here, you know. Oh, look. I can do some more bong hits. I do some more bong hits while I'm waiting for somebody to say, "Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, what's up, dude?" I'm waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to come up and say, "Hey, what's up, dude?" Hello. Hello. Did you say hello? No, I said hello. That's close enough. What movie? What movie? Huh? 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 Ah. Ah. What are you gonna do? So, I've been getting too much sleep now. Not enough sleep to too much sleep. Not enough sleep to too much sleep. No sleep, too much sleep. Yesterday I got up at 4 p.m. and was on live by 4:20 and started my show at 5 p.m. Right? I was off at 6. Just after 6 I was done. Watched an episode of Barnaby Jones and had enchiladas again. My goodness, homemade enchiladas, sauce straight from Mexico. Oh, it's to die for, I'm telling you. Oh, I just wanted to die for it. It's great, fantastic. So we watched Barnaby Jones, another episode, season 5, about halfway through season 5. Just getting used to that JR character that was introduced this season. Cousin Jedediah. So now there's 3 Joneses in the office. And then after that we watched a movie that I hadn't seen since the 1980s and never really saw the whole thing because I only saw it once, and I saw it at Andy's house overnight during the whole partying situation, right? So I never really saw it. I mean, I saw bits and pieces of it, but I never really sat and watched the whole movie. What a weird fucking movie. Repo Man with Emilio Estevez and Harry Dean Stanton. Harry Dean Stanton, what an awesome dude that. I was expecting him to sing Old Blue again, and it was like, oh, come on, another movie, he's not going to sing Old Blue, is he? And he didn't. What's up? Not Lou, that would be Enviced. What's that? Yeah, totally. But if you get a chance on Netflix, watch Repo Man. It's leaving very, very soon. It's leaving at the end of the month. So if you have Netflix, watch Repo Man with Emilio Estevez and Harry Dean Stanton. Right? Harry Dean Stanton. Just a crazy, crazy old dude. Just tore up Hollywood. I know. Isn't that weird that I remembered? I don't usually have that good short-term memory, you know. But I think it was the whole not Lou thing that, you know, is it Lou? It's not Lou. So, yeah. It was easy to figure out. It was easy to remember because of the whole not thing. All right, Killing Pain here. I got dogs. I mean, Mom. Hello, dogs. Mom let the dogs out. Apparently, I wasn't doing my job as doggy doorman. Well. Pardon me, I'll be sure to lock them all back up. It'll never be Lou. Oh. Yeah, on Belou Bayou. Am I Belou? Am I not Lou? Oh, world telling you, am I Belou? Yeah, I can't believe how much of this YouTube stuff is eating up my my life, really. I mean, not really my life, but my time. I used to spend a lot of time sitting around this room, you know, fiddling around, doing a little drawing, a little note making, some planning. You know, I'd get all these ideas in my head, and then they'd never really go anywhere, you know. And if it wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't have any drive to do any of that stuff. You're about to get a new guitar. The capital of Brunei, get a new guitar. What kind of guitar are you going to get? You don't know yet or what? Gosh, that sounds exciting. Electric guitar or acoustic? See, that's the thing. I started with an electric guitar, had it for a few weeks, a couple of months, and I was like, I don't know what to do, man. So I sold it, and I got a little old nylon string student acoustic guitar. And I played on that thing for a couple of years, and then I got an acoustic electric guitar. And then I got an electric guitar again. But I kind of started off with electric and then went to acoustic and then worked my way back up to electric. I don't know why. Oh, another, huh? You didn't say another. You said a new. I didn't know you were talking about a new as in another, a deadu. So, what kind of guitars you got? And what are you probably going to get? An Ibanez? Gibson SG? What are you doing, man? I need a new electric guitar. I really do. I want to get like one of those RG series, the Ibanez, the one with the handle on it, you know, the handle grip right in the body, the one that Steve Vai uses. That's what I want, man. Can't even tap. What do you mean you haven't? Another LTD, right on. Well, get it in and get that action adjusted, man. Get it in and have them smooth out all those frets, tweak that neck, adjust that bridge and nut, get everything, get that action down really low, so you can just right. Yeah, I got to get over to Guitar Center and check one out. And I could just get one online, right? Just order one online and hope that it shows up in good condition and that the neck is straight, right? Of course, it'd probably have to be adjusted anyway. But hey, otherwise I got to drive about an hour and a half out into the desert down to Palm Springs to Guitar Center down there, which is not a bad deal, you know, right next to the mall and all that. A new guitar. Ooh, that's awesome. Awesome sauce. Is this like an end of the school year purchase kind of thing? Is this like a treat yourself nice kind of a thing? You know what? It is. It's all in the action, you know. And the thing is that I tried to do that kind of shit. I first got an electric guitar and I tried to do all of that cool shit and I couldn't fucking figure a goddamn thing out. I really couldn't. And then I got that nylon string acoustic guitar. I still remember I named it Cherie. It was a Yamaha. Really wide neck on it, all the way down. Really wide, flat neck. And I learned how to hammer and tap and do all of that stuff on that guitar, and it was really, really hard to learn on that guitar. But I'll tell you what, when I, you know, with the pull up and the hammer on and pull off and stuff, so I learned all of that on the acoustic. And then when I did finally a couple of years later get on an electric, it was like night and day. It was like now I can do all of this cool stuff. And it's so easy on the electric now because I practiced on that acoustic, that big, fat acoustic. Good morning, Joey. Joey, do you have a guitar? We were just talking about guitars. Yeah, totally. Yeah, but yeah, awesome, man. Getting a new guitar. Sam, take it easy, bud. Don't get so worked up, man. That damn dog, he's just getting all spitfired here. He wants to hump on the big dog. She's like 8 times his size. And he's got no balls. But he really wants to. He really wants to get into some dog loving. Hi, Sam. Hi. You don't know what your hormones are telling you? Poor little guy. A fake guitar. A fake guitar. Well, it's never too late to learn how to play guitar, you know. In fact, just having a guitar is cool. I know guys that have had a guitar throughout their entire life, and they still don't know how to play. But they'll pick that thing up and they'll sit and futz with it, and it's just great therapy, you know. I still don't know how to really play a guitar. I know how to strum, I know how to pick a few chords, you know, and yeah, you know, I just pretend. I've always been a pretender. I've never been able to really fit in anywhere, but I've always been able to pretend that I can. So I do the same thing with guitar playing and singing and songwriting. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you get the wrong kind of strings and the wrong kind of fret material, and it's not smoothed out good enough. Oh, it'll destroy you. Yeah, it'll destroy you. And cheap guitars aren't good to play. But you know, I've always had not expensive guitars. You know, like the guitar that I have here and the guitars that I have around are like $100 to $200 guitars. And I'm not going to go out and spend $1,000 on something that I'm not really going to use. Of course, that being said, if I were to go out and spend $1,200 on a really nice, you know, Martin guitar or something, then, or a Taylor, I might actually play it more because it'll be easier to play, right? You gave your guitar away. Oh, man. That's jacked up. Brothers. Fucking brothers. Yep. He didn't sell it, did he? I'm telling you, don't sell it. Oh, totally. I gotta do something here, because... Right on. Well, you know what? What is real important is take care of your teeth. Right? How do you do that?
Every year, an outstanding amount of people lose their teeth, all because of smoking crack. If you want to keep your teeth strong and shiny, there's only one simple thing to do. Don't smoke crack. Smoking crack is bad. So the next time you find yourself with a crack pipe in hand, remember, if you love your teeth, please don't smoke crack.
All right, you sure he didn't trade it for some crack? I gave it away, man. I swear I gave it away. I'm having way too much fun in the evenings now with this evening stuff. Commercials and the music.
Oh, it's just wait. It's just too much fun, man.
Yeah, that was one of those weird, funny ads from the radio. I found it in the secret place that I find audio, but I'm pretty sure it was one of those comedy ads. I think it was like an SNL type skit thing. It's great audio though. It's funny stuff.
I love it. I love it, man.
So yeah, dudes. The God, I'm still rocked over that concert. You know, that concert Monday. It's just too much. It's too much, man. Motion City soundtrack. Wow. I had never even seen one of their videos. I had no idea what they looked like. I had only heard maybe 3 or 4 songs, right? And I was a fan, because just of those 3 or 4 songs, I was like, yeah, these guys rock. Hell yeah, I'll go see them. And it was awesome. It's fucking awesome. I can't wait for my daughter to bust out those records so I can check them out. Right? Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So what happened? I think Susie was here, but then she took off. Anyways, you gotta go. It's probably going to close. 8:26. Well, you better hustle, dude. Hustle. I want to see it Monday morning, man. I want to see it, man. I want to check it out, Holmes. You're going to have to find me on, like, Facebook or something, man. And then we can do, like, the back and forth, Holmes. All right, well, peace. Have a good, safe trip. Be kind. Stay weird. Love you. Yeah. Don't get something too expensive. I mean, for cripe's sakes. How well do you play, right? Pick something that's appropriate for your skills. Don't go overboard. Save the extra money for some lessons, right? Sorry. All right, man. Totally. Yeah. 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 Damn stupid crackheads. Damn stupid crackheads. I totally get it, you know. I totally get it. Susie, where did you go? Did you go to work? Did you take off? It's Friday. I believe you said that you're in Florida. Florida. So, yeah, I just wanted to try to get it back and forth. I got peeps in Florida. In fact, I got peeps that go to Florida. I bought some video equipment from Florida. I like to say Florida. Sorry. Never listened to the guy's music, but it sounds cool. It's actually playing out here in the desert at one of the casinos soon. Florida. I gotta heat that up. I cannot abide cold coffee. Don't nobody go nowhere. Oh, your best friend lives in Florida. Oh, right on. Cool. Well, that's not too far of a drive. Shit, man. Disney World. Man, if I was that close to Disney World, I'd be all over that shit. I'm telling you. I love me some Disney World. Yeah, Lulu. I'm telling you, man. Disney. I'd love to go to Disney World. That would be one of those fantasy things come true, you know. To spend like a month at Disney World, right? Camp for like, I don't know, camp for like 5 nights, like over the weekend, right? And then during the middle of the week, get a room for a couple of days, right? And then camp and do that the whole month. Just show up, you know, and just camp. You know, but have that room, you know, depending on what the situation is. If the camping is so great you don't need a fucking room, then just stay. You know, just camp the whole fucking time. But to me, Sam, oh, there you are. But to me, that would be the cheapest way, the best way. So you can get a pass. Get a pass for the park. And then every day, you're at the park checking out a different area, you know. Somebody send me to Disney World for a month. That's all I need, you know. Give me a couple of annual passes to a couple of the parks, and a little RV to park in the camping, and that's it. And just come get me in a month. That would be the way to go. Yeah, I would just check out every single thing every day. I'd be doing something new. You know. Take a day off or two and go over to another park, Universal Studios, or whatever, dude. But just fucking go for it, you know. You got one life, fucking dive in and fucking win that fucking swim. And when I have the energy, I'm in it to win it, man. I'm all out, going for it, full bore, you know. What else are you gonna do? I've done floundered most of my life, you know. Now I gotta do it, or it ain't ever gonna get done. Which is why I'm here every morning and every evening, because I gotta do it, or it ain't gonna get done. If I'm not here, who else is gonna do it? Who else is gonna come here every morning and be weird for 3 hours? Nobody. Nobody that I know. Nobody that I know is gonna be, you know, do this like me. I mean, they probably get on with the whole script and everything planned out, and you know, or they just click on and they go, hey, what's going on, man? And I think I'm like right down the middle of the road as far as this weird shit goes. I don't know, man. Oh, I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach. The microphone's pretty good, but I keep the air on, and that white noise kind of muffles a lot of the regular noise. But my stomach is just talking up a storm. It wants me to eat breakfast, and I don't have breakfast scheduled for another 2.5 hours. Right? Crazy. So yeah, if you get a chance, on Netflix right now, till the end of the month, is Repo Man with Emilio Estevez and Harry Dean Stanton and this little girl that's like 15. And I can't remember where I've seen her before. But she's like this little girl, and she's like playing this grown-up role, and it's just hilarious. The whole movie is just outlandish, you know, and it's all shot right there in L.A. It's crazy. It's just a crazy 1984, I think. Yeah. And the thing is that when I first saw it, you know, I mean, I was pretty young, and we would go over to my friend's house late at night. After his parents had gone to work doing the graveyard shift, we'd sneak into his house, and we would all party, right? Party till the break of dawn, and then sneak out and get the hell out of the house and out of the neighborhood before his parents came home. But there was always these great movies on HBO and Showtime all night long, or on Laserdisc, right? Laserdisc, not DVD, but Laserdisc, a big old record-looking thing. I'll have to bust some out someday. But yeah, I mean, we'd always have these movies going. Sometimes we'd sit and watch them. Usually we were up partying, doing shit, you know. Didn't have enough time to sit and watch a movie. Like, you know, Repo Man, I didn't get to see the whole thing. And I never had a chance to watch it again. Never did. Like, there's that other movie with Emilio Estevez, and it's got Mick Jagger in it. And he's a race car driver that dies and comes back to get his wife. Free jack. That's it, free jack. Oh, you have Laserdisc. Do you have a Laserdisc player? Ah, see, I got a grip of Laserdiscs, but I don't have a player. So that's like one of those unicorn things that I'm trying to find every time I go out. And of course, I could get on eBay or Amazon and dig one up there. But I've done that. I've done the whole eBay purchase, thousands of dollars, house full of crap. So I try not to do that. If I see it out someplace and it's a really good price, then I'll get it. But I try not to go out of my way to get stuff that I'm not going to use a lot. A VHD? What's a VHD? Or is that a typo? With a player? We're talking VHS? Yeah. It looks like a typo because the S is right next to the D. So it's a VHS. Alright. So you got the VHS. VCR is the player. Yeah, I've got a shitload of VHS tapes. Just a ton of them. Probably a couple hundred. Right? And then I've got a grip of Betamax tapes and a couple of Betamax players. I got like 3 or 4. I got so many VHS VCRs that I sent my brother 2 VCRs and a stack of VHS tapes. VHD is a video format that only came out in Japan. Oh, I see. You got the special stuff. All right. Gotcha. Gotcha, buddy. Well, I retract that. I've retracted it now. There. If my sister was watching, she's freaking out right now. Stop doing that. You're talking backwards. Yeah. Totally. Skull Bandit. Skull Bandit. Yeah. So I'm really having a lot of fun with this nighttime radio. I want to try to. It's like a radio show to me because I'm not on. I'm a little tiny picture down in the corner. Down right in this corner here. I'm down in this corner over here, and I'm just right down in here in a little picture like this, and that's where I'm at in the evening show. Wow. See, they got all the cool innovations in technology, and we get the hand-me-down crap, that the corporate assholes think that we want, so they force us to want it by running ads that tell us we have to have this. You guys really want this. You really want it. You do. I swear you want it. And then we just, I want it. And then we flock to the stores to buy it, no matter what it is. It's just usually garbage. And then the other countries are looking at us like, boy, them Americans, they'll just buy anything, won't they? Let's sell them some crap, because look what they'll buy. Look at their cars, jeez. No, really. American cars? I don't want to go there. All cars, really, they suck nowadays. I mean, I was driving down the road, and I looked over, and I saw a Jaguar, right? And I'm like, is that an Audi? Is that a Volkswagen? Is that oh my God, it's a Jaguar. That's, how do they, everybody must be dead. All the old people who ran Jaguar must be all dead. right? Because how would they dare put the name Jaguar on a piece of crap like that, right? It's like, I remember when Jaguars were the shit. Sam, leave her alone. Her face is clean. I swear, Sam. Her ears, everything. And you're not a dentist. It's sad. I pulled around past that Jaguar, and it was like, oh, that's just weak. What happened? What happened to cars? What happened to giving a shit about the cars that you make? What happened about putting, you know, your heart and soul into creating a vehicle that... It's all garbage. There are very few cars out there that are worth a piss. I mean, look what people will buy. Look at that Tesla truck, right? Look at that. They took a hunk of clay, they took a machete, and they went chop, chop. There's the shape, right? Make me that. There's the truck. And it's just sad. It's pathetic. You know, there's no imagination. It's gone. It's like he was at a party. Rich motherfucker was at a party and said, you know what? I can get people to buy the most stupidest truck in the world. All I have to do is put my name on it. And he probably even took a big old brick of pate and went slice, slice. Look, I'm going to make a truck that shape and people are going to buy it. They're going to love it. Why? Because it has my Tesla name on it. I swear, I bet you that's how it happened. You know? And people are just gobbling that piece of shit up. Just like the Hummer and all those other pieces of shit, the fad vehicles that come along. You know? I mean, the only real vehicles right now that are worth a piss are the big heavy-duty throwback retro vehicles. You know, the Challenger and the Charger, you know, and the Camaro. These big, you know, and even them, they come up with this shitty, shit-stained version of itself. You know, a little pussy-whipped version. You know, you can get it with the 6-cylinder. You can get an electric Mustang. Yeah. Why create an electric Mustang, right? They just take that little fucking horse and stick it over there. People are going to buy it because it got the horse on it. Looks nothing like a Mustang. Acts nothing like a Mustang. It's not a Mustang. It's a fucking Tesla with a fucking horse on it. It's just sad. And then it looks like a friggin' Audi. It's sad. It's really sad. And people just gobble it up. And people don't even think that they have the power to tell these people, make us some fucking real cars. You know? Quit giving us bullshit. You know? We all have the power. Why? How? By not buying the bullshit that they keep trying to sell us. Go buy a used car. So you know what? There's nothing out on the market today that is worth my fucking time and energy. I'm going to go and buy a vehicle that's 20 years older, and then I'm going to spend that extra money to have it restored to fucking new condition. I'm going to drive that for another 20 years, right? Because it's worth it, you know? You probably have to go back 30 or 40 years to find a vehicle that you can restore and then drive for another 30 or 40 years and then restore and then drive for another. You can't do that with today's vehicles. You drive them for 3 to 5 years, 10 if you're like fucking grandma and keep the damn thing garaged, and that's it. You know, you take it out, and as soon as you drive it off the lot, it's worth half, and you drive it for a year, and it's a piece of shit. You know, if it doesn't get fucking recalled on half of the fucking shit on it, right? Shit's just gonna start snapping off. You're gonna have pieces of it in your hand every time you go to grab something. You know, how come it don't start no more? You know, because it's a piece of shit. Because it was, you know, designed as a disposable piece of shit. And that's all there is to it. You know? What's up, Sam? Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. I mean, even my vehicle right now is 22 years old, and I've only got something that new because it's built Ram tough, right? It's still a full-size Dodge Ram van, not one of those chintzy little minivans, not one of those new plastic wannabe tall monster things they've got today, but a real van, you know. And it's important for me to know that all I've got to do is replace this and fix this, take care of this and take care of that, you know. And it's not like, oh my God, you know, it just keeps falling apart because it's just plastic, you know. It's just plastic. It's a solid metal vehicle, you know, not one of those, not like a Saturn, you know, or one of these other little things you've got out there. It's got a few metal body parts, but most of it's just plastic. You know, it's easy to replace. Yeah, well, it's easy to die in too. Sheesh. All right. Well, my sister should be showing up any time. Let's get close to 6. At least I hope so. I mean, you know, because I've got like so much stuff, you know, I can share. So much. Oh yeah, get these windows, get these here windows closed. Yeah, I'm starting to get used to working with the graphics computer over here and bringing in elements into the program via the camera 4 slot. I can't wait to get another computer hooked up as the media player so that I can do a lot of this on the media player and key up graphics over the top of stuff so that I can come in with a dark screen with graphics up, and then the graphics stay there as I fade in from black, and then I can key the graphics off and the graphics then drop away, you know. That's gonna be cool. Pardonnez-moi, I really should invest the time this weekend into my list of stuff that I need to accomplish. Getting this audio video mixer linked up directly so that I can start and stop the program from there, and then hopefully be able to then bypass using this computer in such a heavy capacity that I could then turn it into my graphics number 2, and that'll just be more fun, you know. I spent a little time on the internet the other day downloading some movies for Monday, so I'm going to sift through them and pick out a couple just educational films from school, and pick a couple out, and then try to find an actual full-length feature film, you know, 90 minutes, 100 minutes, something like that, and get something like that ready for the future as well, because there's a lot of stuff that we can use. We just have to go through the right channels and get it checked out to make sure that you know, copyright wise we're going to be okay. I can't wait. I've got something picked up for Tuesday that it's like that's incredible, you know. I can't wait to air that one. So far I've still got the thing on YouTube right now, saved privately, but so far it still checks out. Everything checks out. I'm gonna have to play it to myself. I really don't want to watch it because I haven't seen it. I stuck it in my editing program and put on a little fade black and a little fade black at the end and beginning, so that it starts off and kind of fades in rather than just starts off abruptly. But I didn't watch it, and I don't really want to watch it. I want to kind of watch it anew here on the show.
And then I've got some great ideas. Since I just dug up on my hard drive here, I just dug up the old iPod file that I had with all of my old-time radio shows on there. So now I get to sift through that and cherry pick some really, really good old shows. Stuff, series that we haven't heard before. Stuff that people haven't heard in like forever, if they've ever heard it at all. I mean, weird shit, right? I can't wait. And then I want to look into possibly doing some reading. What, you don't know how to read? No, I want to do some reading here, right? So like grab a book and read the book and do like a chapter a day. It's like, okay, today we're going to do this chapter. These chapters are small, so we're going to start off with 2 chapters. And then just read, read a book. Start off with something small, something easy to read, nothing too complicated. Probably some 1950s sci-fi. Start off with some short stories. Because I've got some great short stories that I could get through, in under an hour's worth of reading. And just, it's obvious I can sit here and talk. So I'll see if I can actually read and talk at the same time, i.e., reading a story. That'd be great. So I'll have to look into researching. Can I read a book? Can I read a story? Right? I think I'll start with like an old science fiction magazine, like astounding, amazing science fiction stories. Something like that, and pick a little story that's not too long, and we'll do that. And we'll do like a story time. And rather than eat up morning show time, I'll probably start a live stream specifically for that on a certain time of day or night. After a show on one evening, one specific evening every week, read another story or another chapter of a story, and something like that. Because this whole channel basically is about sharing all of the stuff from my life, past, present, the things that I like, a lot of things that are weird that I like, and I really enjoy bringing them here, I can't believe it's only 6 o'clock. I feel like I've been on here for hours. I am so wiped out. And I don't know why that is. I've had more than enough sleep lately. More than enough. Last night, I probably got up 3 or 4 times in the night. I was able to get to sleep within about 20 minutes of waking up. But, 4 times, that's an hour. That's over an hour. So, yeah, I think I was asleep at around 11. And then lose it about an hour getting up and down. So I probably got 4 hours last night. I got 4 hours, about 3 or 4 hours during the day. And about 4 hours the night before. So it seems like I'm splitting my sleeping. I do half in the evening and half in the day. But before I was only getting about 5 hours in the evening, and that was it at nighttime. I get 5 hours sleep a night, and that was it. Then every once in a while I'd crash hard. But now I'm getting
The only bummer is that I'm groggy. I'm sleepy because I only get the 4 hours. And then after a while, I need that other 4 hours. And then after that other 4 hours, I'm kind of groggy and I need the next 4 hours, right? So I think I need to up my calorie consumption and down my caffeine consumption. You know, I need to break it on down now. I need to slow my caffeine intake. That's easier said than done because I enjoy a good cup of coffee and some Bong Hits. Well, I'm excited about what Enviced, not Lou, is going to be doing right now over there in the capital city of Brunei, buying a new guitar. That's always fun, buying a new guitar. I never get anything real expensive. I think the first expensive guitar that I got was my Kramer Farrington acoustic electric. It's right over here. Let me break it out. Okay, so here's the case. Here's my old guitar case. I bought this in 1987 from Carnegie Music. And then here it is here. This is my first real guitar that I paid for on a layaway plan, made payments. It was a music store / pawn shop. Sam, stop it. It was all black on all the way around, black with that white bone trim pinstripe. And then I decided to deface the front and put this line across the front. And then if I go here, and then here, and then I go here, here, here. Alright. So I go here. Alright, wrong ear. Psst, psst. Ah, here it is. Alright, there we go. Alright, so yeah, this was one of those guitars that I was never far from this guitar for the longest period of time. It was always there with me. And here we go. And this is our Yosemite trip. And there is that guitar hanging in a tree. And that's shortly after I had the front painted. And it looked really cool like that. I really liked it like that. That was really neat looking. And there it is again in my van. My van, man. Yep. And here it is today after this all happened in the late 80s, early 90s, all of this stuff. I put on this pick guard that I got from a hollow body electric that I had. And there you can see the pick guard on there. And I just kept tweaking it and adding and tweaking, and I put a lot of vinyl decals and stuff on it, vinyl lettering. Sam, come here. Bessie, come here. Come on, you guys. Stop giving me grief. But it needs work. It needs the neck needs some work. Needs some fret work. All the electronics need to be cleaned out. It needs maybe a bridge. Needs some new pegs. I need to take it to Guitar Center and have them work on it for a couple of $100 and get it, get it tuned up big time, because it's a really bitchin' old guitar, and it's just got so many memories, so many cool memories. Yep. There she be. That be my guitar. Yarp. Those guys are relentless in the mornings. Just torturing me. Just torturing me. Yeah. Uh-huh. So let's see. Who's that? Who's that? Is that my sister? Is that my sister? Is that Jacob? Who's there? Who be there? Oh, man. Well, so far my live stream health looks pretty good. Pretty good. I like those numbers. Cold coffee. Man, it gets cold quick. Little tiny little house here. Casa de Moble. It's little, it's quaint. Yeah, it's small, but it's a piece of shit. Oh! Yeah, like, that's right. Totally run down your house, man. No, I love this place. It's got issues. But what doesn't? Who doesn't? Right? At least I own the issues. It is what it is, man. It's just totally cool. It'd be great if we had something bigger, right? Because of the amount of crap that I have, it would be great if we actually had a real house, a full-size house. But the way things are going, I'm not going to spend all of my days, away from a house that I'm paying on, because I got to go out and pay on it constantly and never own it. Right? You get a house that you never own because you're always paying for it. And then you're tired of that house, so you move to another house, and then you got all these new payments. I don't do that. We bought the place. We're stuck with it, but just until we decide to go somewhere else. But I really could definitely, I keep telling my wife, win the lottery already. Jeez, come on. We need a bigger house. I got too much crap. She's like, get rid of some of the crap. I can't. I'm a hoarder. I can't get rid of my crap. I love my crap. Holy crap. Yep, it's a whole bunch of crap. What are you going to do? I'll just put price tags on everything. When I'm gone, just sell it off. There'll be a handful of shit willed to people, but other than that, most of it can just be sold off, right? This pile of stuff goes to my brother, this pile of stuff is for Natalie, this pile of stuff is for you, this pile of stuff is for my sister, this pile of stuff is for, whoever else I got a pile of stuff for, and then just sell the biggest pile to, off in little pieces, put price tags on it all. And there you go. Easy peasy. 'Cause I've got some great shit that, 50-year-old shit that works. You get some mega bucks for that shit. Mega bucks. I could put together a whole video outfit, Why not? Golly. Golly. Grr. Yeah, I remember those days. The good old days. The days of old. The days before nights? Yeah, no, totally, man. Totally. I'm just rambling. Why? Because it's only been an hour. I've only been on here an hour, and I'm already losing it. Where's my sister? I want to get into some photos, watching some photos. Who's there? Hello? Identify yourself. No, really. If you're there, let me know, because then I'll throw on some more, slides, pictures. Oh, yeah. Hey, there you are. Right on. Well, who else is there? I know there's somebody else there. By the numbers, I can see that there is another person. If I can get them to fess up, maybe we can have us a conversation here, Talk about some stuff. Do some stuff. Some stuff. I know what we can do. I got ideas about stuff and stuff. Winkley Henry. Alright, we don't want to go there. We want to go here. And here. There. I see. Video high density, VHD. Aha. Video disc. Aha. I see. Well, is it hard to find these? Is it hard to find these things? It kind of looks like... Oh, do I have one here? Yes, I do. So how big is that? Right? How big is that thing there? Because it looks pretty big. So tell me, how big is it? The top dimensions, what's that? 18 inches, 12 inches? Ah, okay. So you get them with movies on there? Movies in English? What? Side 1 and side 2 even. Oh, I see. So there's a disc inside of there, and you stick it in the machine, and the machine pulls the disc out, right? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty big, right? I would imagine it's about as big as this, right? Right. Totally. Yeah, this is the American version of that. And this was from the 1970s and 80s. So, yeah. Totally. 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 Yeah, maybe 12. Yeah, this one looks like it's about 15 or 16 by, oh, I don't know, maybe, well, I'll have to get a ruler. There we go. So the top dimension is 12 3/4 inches by 14 inches. So there you go. There's that. So that's the laser disc. Yeah, there's two different versions, I think. The one is just like a record where you open it up and you take the record out and you stick it in, just like that. And I've got a stack of those. These particular ones here, I've only got that one, I believe. But the actual discs that are sold just like a record, and you can pull them out of a sleeve and stick them into a machine and flip them over. I got a pretty good grip of those. That's the machine that I want to get. So, yeah, if you've got those, you need to get a machine, man. You need to get a machine, man. Released 1983. Okay, so that looks like it was released right about the same time as these were released here in the U.S. That's totally cool. Okay, so they're probably the very same stuff. Yeah. Laser disc. Yeah, VHS came along, and the video cassette wars happened, and Laserdisc, and the CED, which is this deal here, right? I believe, is that what this is? This is the CED. Yeah, the CED. So that's this one. And they lost out to the videotapes, and then the videotapes fought each other until VHS won, and then after VHS won, boom, DVDs came along, and then VHS lost, and then DVD hung around for what, 10 years before Blu-ray, 10 or 15 years before Blu-ray started to kick it in the ass, and then Blu-ray came along. And now we're split. We're still split between DVD. There's so many DVDs on the market right now that people still want DVD players, right? And, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to fucking do? Yeah. But, yeah, it looks like... yeah, totally. So the Thorn EMI, So yeah, a bunch of money got invested in these things, and then, and then they were gone. And then they were gone. And then there was DVDs. And DVDs are still around. I still got I got hundreds of DVDs. Hundreds of VHS. I would have thousands of VHS had I not sold off my collection of VHS back in 2005 when we did a big move, right? And I had grips of VHS that I had taped off of HBO and Showtime and that kind of stuff. So I had all just like 3-4 movies on one tape. You know, it was pretty cool. And then a lot of stuff that I don't have now, I can't find anymore, and that's kind of a bummer. What are you gonna do, eh? Hey, what are you gonna do, eh? You schlemiel. Yeah, but you know, it's all good, man. It's all friggin' gut and ja. So, not even 6:30 yet. So, Susie was here this morning, hanging out, listening to old-time radio with me during the pre-show. And then as soon as I came on live, she evaporated, whoosh, and she was gone. Which is kind of a bummer, because, like, here, I can actually... you know, do some back and forth on the comment, but I can also do a little interacting. And, yeah, just kind of wanted to have some back and forth and talk, you know, have some coffee talk. Smoke a little pot, do a little coffee. You know, I'm going to smoke a little more pot, do a little more coffee. And smoke a little more pot, do a little more coffee, a little more pot, a little more coffee. Totally. Yeah, you know, there was this person on one of those groups, Facebook groups, about, they had popped on looking for laser discs and had these two Betamax player recorder decks, these old SLO 232s or something, right? So she's like, I'm giving these away, you know. And so my friend who lives up in Los Angeles went over and picked them up for me. And then the next time he came out, he brought them out to me. And then I had this stack, and I kept saying, well, I've got this copy and this copy. She's like, no, I got that one now. I got that one now. I got that one. No, I don't like that one. And I was like, I was trying to get a couple of these things so I could just send them to her as a thank you. And I even later on, months later, I found some more and sent her some more pictures, and she's like, "Nah." You know, it's like, well, damn. Because, you know, that's why I joined those groups, to find stuff that I want to find out about stuff that I want to find out about, you know, to trade stuff back and forth with people. I'm more of a collector than a trader right now. I mean, I've got a huge collection of all kinds of different crap, right? And at this point, I really want to not downsize so much as I just want to share my stuff, you know. So a lot of this stuff I'm just going to be giving away. Well, there's a lot of the stuff that nobody's really going to want, and sending it to them would just, you know, be a waste of time. So, yeah, I think I'm going to actually set up some way of taking a bunch of this stuff down in my van during the tourism weekends, and just see what I can sell. You know, I've got just hundreds of 8-tracks, hundreds of LPs, hundreds of VHS, hundreds of this or that. You know, and I'm sure I could go through and whittle out a bunch of stuff that I'm never going to use, right? And sell it as, you know, used. Take a bunch of the stuff and repair it and sell it as rebuilt, right? I'd love to get a grip of little bags that I could put 8-tracks in and close up and tape and seal. That would, you know, make my job easier. You know, take them apart, clean them up, lube them, change the splice, change the pad, do the tension, test it, put it to where the splice is showing, and put it in a bag, put a sleeve on it, put it in a bag, and seal it up. You know, $15 easy for just a regular cartridge. You know, something specific, something really, really heavy. You know, like I've got an unopened submarine, and that one right there, I mean, I would probably try to offer it to a tourist for $100, you know. I paid a pretty penny for it, so I'd be making a few bucks on it. But I mean, I've got like a box of 8-tracks that would go for no less than $300, right? You know, I've got, you know, a dozen of those boxes, and you open it up and they're all rebuilt, they're all clean, they're all usable, all playable, and they're all, you know, wanted music, you know. And that's the thing, man, is having a grip of shit that somebody's like, yeah, I want every one of those in that box. They're something, you know, that I would listen to, and give me a player. You know, I'll take a player and that box of 8-tracks. You know, fine. You know, $600. You know, and that's how I would do it, because it's worth it to me, right? So if I sell stuff for prices that it's worth it to me to know that if somebody's going to pay that price for that, they're going to care for it and take care of and keep it alive for another 20 or 30 years, right? That's it. Right back to the cars, you know. Radio Shack, Technics, that kind of stuff. It was all built here in the United States, you know. It's good stuff. The Tandy Corporation in Texas. So there's a lot of good, strong, solid-state technology where something goes bad on it, you just replace that little piece that goes bad and you're up and running again, you know. And I've got a lot of those units. I need to diagnose a lot of units, find out the little particulars, order those little particulars, replace them, and have these puppies up and running again, you know. Why? Well, because somebody's got to save this shit from the landfill, you know. I mean, we're throwing good stuff in the landfill that's never going to decay for thousands of years, and they're selling us stuff that is going to decay before we can even finish using it, right? It's a piece of crap before we can even
get any good use out of it. Everybody's used to buying crap now. I'll take some more of that crap. I want old shit, because old shit, if it's still around, that means it's going to be still around in another 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years. You know, I mean, I've got old radios out there that are 100 years old. You know, and all I got to do is clean them up, blow them out, spray a little of this and that there, and boom, bang, bing, I'm up and running. You know. Yeah, if I just had a bigger house, right? My own garage with wall-to-wall shelves filled with my crap, you know, and I can invite people over, appointment, you know, based, to come over and buy shit, you know. All right, look through the records, look through the tapes, look through this, that, and the other. You know, here's a shopping cart, whatever, you know. Because at this point, I've got so much crap. I could open a little tiny shop, you know, but it'd have to be out of my garage, and it would be specialty stuff, you know. But mostly, I could make money off the tourism. Somebody passing through town who wants to show off and spend, you know, $800 on a bunch of old crap, you know. Bring it on. Why are you buying that, honey? Leave me alone. I used to have one when I was a kid. Fucking A. Right on, man. Buy away. I mean, how many people are going to, you know, want to buy 8 tracks just so they can put them up on their shelves and go, look at that, my favorite album on 8-track. I had that when I was a kid. Boom boxes. All-in-one stereos with the turntable, AM/FM stereo, 8-track cassette, all-in-one. I've got those. That's fun stuff right there. That's just fun stuff. Uh-oh. Lukewarm. Or Luke Skywalker. Well, it is Friday. I don't know what the hell's going on this weekend. I'm assuming I'm going to have to clean at least one house. Things are kind of slow right now. But that's why we keep our lifestyle so minimal. Because I'm partially disabled and semi-retired, so, you know, the work comes and goes, and it's not like I can go out and get a regular job, because nobody's going to pay me to be broken half of the time. Well, broken all of the time, but too broken half of the time to be worth a piss, right? At least if we're cleaning houses, and I'm not up to it, I can just work slower, you know, and not piss anybody off. And not get fired, because it's like that most days that I work. I'm like usually in like tremendous pain. Just that right there, man. It's like a bag of broken glass between my head and shoulders, right? And every time I turn, you can literally hear it grinding and crunching, right? And we fill up a cloth bag, right? And actually just take a bottle of Crown Royal still in the purple sack and smash it until it's just a bunch of shards, right? And then grab that and twist it and turn it. That's what it sounds like, and that's what it feels like too. Of course, that's, it's exaggerated, but it does hurt. It is a regular thing. It is a constant thing, and it has been a constant thing since 2011. So you just get used to it. I'm sure that has a lot to do with my current bouts of insomnia, because I used to sleep about 5 or 6 hours at night. Now I sleep 3 or 4, and it's mainly because of the pain. If I sleep too long, I'm going to have to take a pill or something, pain pill, so that I don't wake up going, ah. Because if I sleep more than 3 or 4 hours, that's what happens. I wind up getting into a good REM, and then will stay in one position too long. It's a good thing my bladder wakes me up every hour or two. Otherwise, I might stay in one spot. I'm pretty good about shifting. I roll around all night, go from one side to the other, one side to the other, back and forth. I never sleep on my back unless I fall asleep sitting propped up, but I never sleep sitting flat. And then I got up and I had a piece of toast and I brushed my hair. Yeah. Oh boy. Totally. Yeah, my ass is still dragging, I guess, from that outing, that concert, and then the last 2 weeks before that, Boy. I've got just enough time to get my shit together before I'm back out to Hollywood again. Back out to Hollywood again. Back out. Gonna have to make a plan, really. Gonna have to come up with some kind of map. I gotta find out from her where the hell we're going. Find out where we're going and then work from there. And see how many places I can hit during that day. Drive time, set up, shoot a little video, visit the spot, pack it up, go to the next spot. I guess I should probably try to get directly up to Griffith Park Observatory and shoot there first. I can't recall the visibility from there of the Hollywood sign, but find out if there's a spot that I can go to where the Hollywood sign is really big up behind me, right, and get a shot there. And then anything else is going to be downtown Hollywood, and even after dark it's going to be pretty well lit, right? So while I don't really want to be hanging around Hollywood after dark, we should still be able to get some shots. I'd like to be back toward where she's at and kind of hanging out. Yeah, if I'm not going to be out, if I don't need to be out doing stuff, I want to do as little as possible. I'll probably wind up getting like 2 or 3 shots, right? We'll probably make it out to the observatory, Griffith Park, and then we might wind up making it into Hollywood. Yeah, I mean, she might, if my wife goes, we might wind up going to Alvera Street, depending on the day of the week. It's Friday. So yeah, Alvera Street might be a thing. We might drive over and do that. And then if we're there, we might go downtown and do some video of the looking up into the skyscrapers. That might be fun. And just try to pick something that's easy, and especially if my wife is going to be with me, then something that we're going to want to do together, right? Totally. Totally. So if I were to try to get 8 hours sleep in one shot, getting up at 4 a.m., I would have to be asleep at 8 o'clock at night. I think I could do that. My daughter spends most of her time in her room, and even though she's up till 4 in the morning, she was just going to bed as I was getting up this morning, which is a normal occurrence. Man, she's a party animal. We got home from the concert the other night, and she came in and she took a shower, got cleaned up, and got into bed after an hour or two, and then she was up early the next day to go to the mall with her friend, right? And wow. And I'm like, did you get much sleep? She's, no, not much. And she's like, and she doesn't drink any form of caffeine other than maybe chocolate on occasion, right? It's the only kind of caffeine that she knowingly ingests. She's just full of energy, I guess, She would claim that she's not. But, I mean, you would have to be, right? I asked her, are you in any way suffering from some form of insomnia because of your weird hours, waking and sleeping and that kind of thing? She's like, well, what do you mean? I said, when you get into bed to go to sleep, do you have trouble going to sleep? She says, no, I go right to sleep. Well, there you go. Which is good, because I would not wish that on anyone. Insomnia is just horrible. I get dead tired, exhausted, beat, and I should just be able to go and close my eyes and be out for 10 hours, right? And it takes me an hour to get to sleep, and then I'll be lucky to sleep for an hour and a half before I got to get up and roll over, and then possibly have to get up and take a leak, right? It's like, yeah, that would be a bummer if she had to deal with the same issues, especially with school and stuff. That would suck. But she can, go out and come on just like that. Like her mom. Mom can just go out dead to the world, and then she can be up and ready to walk out the door in 2 minutes, right? That's awesome. I can do that. I used to be able to do that a lot. I used to just get up and walk out the door, and then the amount of time that I needed to get up and walk out the door got bigger and bigger. So pretty soon I had to wake up 2 or 3 hours, especially after I got injured and then rehabilitated and went back to work after like years. Then I would have to get up like 3 hours before I walk out the door, and mainly because my body was just in such horrible condition by then, that I would have to get up and coax my body along into doing things for me. I need 3 hours so I can get an hour in the bathroom, an hour to try to get some food in me, and an hour to deal with pain management, right? And then hope I got my shit together by then. I got just sick of it. Now I can kind of get up whenever I want to. I've only got the middle portion of the day that I have to worry about, anywhere from an hour to 6 hours on any given day. And that's not a lot. That's not asking a lot. And it's only scrubbing toilets and wiping counters and mopping floors and shit. So it's not a big deal. But,
I don't see myself going back to that slave that I was, mainly a slave to my own wants, you know, and a slave to the bills and the boss and society's need from me, you know. It's like, give me a break. It was probably coming out here to the desert that changed me, because it's like that kind of lifestyle out here. It's a lot looser, a lot freer, kick back, chill. And I think maybe it kind of rubbed off on me. Because after I got injured and then was out of work for years and then decided to go back to college to rehabilitate, and then went to college for years, and then got through with college and then started getting back into handyman work and did that for years until I got another car accident and decided to get into cleaning vacation rentals, and I've been into that for years. So at this point, I don't want it to change, right? Any other position, any other job that I've had before this, I've wanted to be out of after a few years. It's like, all right, I need a change. I got to do something else. And I'm quite content going to the same houses every week and doing the same exact repetitious job, because it's easy and it's a no-brainer. I don't have to think at all. I go in and I put my brain over here thinking about this, and I go in and I just autopilot, because everything is routine. I do everything the same way every time. So it's just routine. And I love that. It frees me up mentally and emotionally. Psychologically, I'm a free bird, because I don't have to deal with bosses and schedules and employees and coworkers and rules and regulations, and it's just payroll and HR and, you know, piss testing and all of that fucking garbage, you know. It's just me and a scrub brush and my wife, you know, and she's making beds and I'm scrubbing toilets, you know, and that's it, you know. So I don't ever see myself going back to trying to please customers on a regular fucking basis, because there's no pleasing them. I know I'm a customer. There's just no pleasing them.
Yep, that's it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on today. I don't know what's going on this weekend. I got nothing in the book here, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing on the actual calendar. I'm sure there's some place to go clean this weekend. There almost always is, which is good, because I get to get out, do something, be productive, contribute. Man, I am really wiped out. I need to get into a regular schedule of doing stuff, right? Because the best thing that I found for me is routine. The show, the nighttime show, it's routine, and I really love routine, and it works for me. So I think I need to add to that routine. I need to make it a routine to go out and drive with my daughter. I need to make it a routine to get up and go for a walk. You know, maybe we'll combine the two. We'll go for a little drive. We'll go down to the park. We'll get to the park, use the parking lot to do some parking, and then get out and walk around the park a few dozen times until we've reached a good amount of walking time, and then do some more driving and then come home, right? I think that's a pretty good thing to do. I think we should try to do that. We can do it late enough in the day that it's not hot. Yeah, do a drive, walk, drive thing, you know. Because I don't really like to walk around this neighborhood, you know. There's weird people. I mean, not like me weird, but like, like uh-oh. And then, you know, dogs roaming around. That's why I don't walk the dogs anymore, because people won't leash their fucking dogs. You know, and it's not fun to go out walking around when you have to be ready to grab your dog and yank the leash up and pull them in their harness up in the air and grab them. You know, that's no fun. That's no way to go for a walk. Or carry a big club around to beat somebody else's stupid dog away. You know, because my dog's fun. He likes to play with other dogs. Just leave. He's fun. Just ignore him. Yeah, right. My dog wants to kill your dog, but I'm just supposed to ignore him. So yeah, I think we should do a little driving and walking. And then I need to have specific blocks of time that I do research and edit video and upload and do all of that. That's what I need to do. I need to write out a schedule. And then in that schedule, I need to fit in actual breaks for eating. And sleeping, right? If I can just do that, just get, you know, and then try to work most of my sleeping at night. Even if I can be asleep by 10, that gives me 6 hours, which was my normal to begin with. And then just take an hour nap during the day, just 1 hour. Any more than that, I get groggy. So I need to come up with a schedule and then start sticking to that schedule. And then start working on my lists. My lists just keep getting longer, but nothing gets ticked off of them. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Oh my gosh, no way. I better go check to see if there's a dog that wants something. I'll be right back. Totally. Nope. Everybody's asleep. Must be the house creaking. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if this place fell into a sinkhole. My goodness. My goodness. Yeah. Gotta play the lottery, I guess. It's my only hope. Because this broken down dude ain't ever going to be able to fucking do a mortgage. That ain't going to happen. And I wouldn't want to wish it on my daughter either, right? Even though at this point she's on her way to, you know, earning huge salaries in whatever position she goes for. Because by the time she gets done with schooling, she's going to have a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD or something. I just know it. You know, she's just destined for more education. She's got that kind of brain, you know, and I think she's going to keep trying to convince herself that she doesn't want to continue into school. But I think once she has to work over a summer and find out how hard it is to earn the kind of money that she can actually earn in school, which is crazy. It's a crazy amount, right? She made so much money over 2 years in college because she joined so many programs and went after so much scholarship money and grant money, and then had a very small output of money, right? So she banked a lot of, you know, which is really, really cool. you know. It's just awesome that she can, you know. So I think that when she goes out into the workforce, she's going to be able to earn a really good salary in a really decent position, doing something she really, really enjoys. And that's the ultimate, you know. Put the time in ahead of, you know, don't get into something where you got to work your way up and you may or may not get there because of the glass ceiling, you know, and all this other bullshit. But put it all in ahead of time, get out there and say, you know what, this is what I'm worth. Pay it or don't. And then when they offer, oh, we'll pay it. Well, I've changed my mind. I want more. Okay, we'll pay that too. You know, that's what's going to happen because she's just got it. And once she figures out how to use all of this education without having to change herself to fit some kind of box, you know, then I think, yeah, she's gonna have it. She's gonna have a ball. She may never have to work, actually. I mean, in the traditional sense, right? If she's able to use her skills and her schooling to do something that she would normally want to do, regardless of getting paid, right? Well, then it's going to be like that. You know, she won't have to work. She'll just be, every day she'll be going and playing. Like if this were my job, right? It would be like every day getting up and going to play. I wouldn't consider this work if this were my job. If I were a DJ, if I were to have to get up every day and go into work at a radio station for 1 hour and do a radio show, I wouldn't consider it work. I'd want to get paid, but I wouldn't consider it work. I would consider it playtime, like I do in the evening, you know. I would have to plan my show ahead of time. Right now I do my evening show on the fly. I keep track of everything. Nice, neat little thing here. But I would just do that ahead of time. Okay, here's my song blocks. They're timed out so that I can then get to my commercials, my announcing. Bing, bang, boom. Figure out what I'm going to say ahead of time. And then run it over my lips a couple of times to make sure that I can not flub it up, right? Because in an hour of broadcasting songs, I only have to speak for a few minutes during the entire hour, right? Unless I want to play less and speak more, but I would prefer to play more, right? And then, of course, if I were doing a radio show at an actual radio station, I would be able to use their files, but I would more than likely want to bring in a stack of LPs, 78s, 45s, maybe a reel on occasion, you know. But I would require an actual turntable or two to actually DJ the stuff the way I would want to do it. You know, if I was going to do it at a radio station, I would prefer not to have to do it from file. Yeah, when it's time for a commercial, click on a file, let that happen. Okay, now we're back. Now we're going to play an actual physical record. You know, that's why it's going to sound like this kind of a thing. Then it would not be work. It would be a, you know, it would continue to be a hobby. I would just be getting paid. Or not. Or maybe. You never know. You don't ever really know, do you? Unless, of course, you know, then you know. When you know, you know. But if you don't, you don't know. You know? never stays hot. I'm going to really heat it up this time.
Like 20 minutes in the microwave. It'll be boiling. It's all gone. So, Joey, you said you're off for a couple of days now. What are you going to do? What are your plans, man? Yeah, man. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I know I should do something. Even if I have nothing to do, I should do something. I got a million things to do for my channel. Just a ton of stuff. Like I said, I'm just going to let this whole season stuff end when I finally go to take some time off. So I really don't have to worry about doing anything for the following season until I'm off, and then I can gear up, make some new graphics, research some more sound stuff, create a whole bunch of content to upload. Oh, right on. Graduation. From what, man? Culinary school? Is he a chef? I imagine he's graduating college. It'll be about the right time to graduate college. That's cool. That's beachin'. Yep. Working on the brain. Working on the brain. This is how I work on the brain. My bong. And pour the water out and then beat my head with it. About all the good it's going to do me. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably get done here and get a little something to eat and then lay down for a couple of hours or less and try to get up and be productive before the last show of the week. I've been pretty sloth-like lately. I've just been, my ass has been dragging. Just dragging. Dragging. So I think I am going to write up a schedule, a daily schedule. Try to deal with stuff for that particular day on that day. Pardon me. So if I'm going to do movie Mondays, I'm going to play my movie, have my show, and then after the show I'm going to then create the next movie and then save it and then upload it onto YouTube and then have it there for a week waiting, doing its check, so that I have time, so that if it doesn't check out after a few days, I have the opportunity to replace it with something and check it. And the same thing with Tuesday and Wednesday. Each day I should deal with the following week's show, so that it's by the time I leave that day, I come back the next, and it's just ready to turn on and go. And if I get into a routine of doing that, and then on the weekends use the weekend for creating new content, right, that doesn't have to do with a daily schedule, you know, random content, videos and slideshows and trailers and whatnot. So a schedule, some kind some kind of loose schedule. You know, I got 3 hours in the morning, and then I should have a 2-hour break with food, and then I should have a 2-hour nap, and then I should have a couple of hours of research and work, and then do the evening show. And then after the evening show, I should put in a little bit of effort toward the following evening's show. That's it. And then, you know, say, okay, I've got a 4-hour block on Saturday where I need to create X amount of content. And then try to run myself like my own boss, and then try to run this whole channel like an actual network with an actual purpose. I really want to create my own audio commercials. That's something that I want to get into. I can find some great music, some great sound. I can do voices. I can find a way to alter my voice with some kind of audio program. So that's one of those things that I want to look into, is how to create my own commercials, like you know, don't smoke crack. It's my own funny commercials about stuff, or my own retro commercials. You know, recreate some of those commercials from my past that I can't find. You know. So that'll be fun. So if I can get into a routine, and I think the first thing to get a hold of in my routine is probably going to be sleep and exercise and diet, right? And work that into the schedule so that it becomes a part of the daily routine, so that every day I'm expected to do, you know, the whole, so that when I get to the 8 o'clock time slot, I'm winding down, so that by 9 I'm in bed, and by 10 I'm asleep, and I get my 6 hours. And then get that hour nap during the day. Just an hour. just enough to refresh, but not get groggy and feel like I just want to stay asleep. Because that's usually what happens. I sleep too long, and then I want to keep sleeping. And if I get into a cycle of that, then it will just lead to depression. Too much sleep, too much sloth will always lead to depression. So I need to keep moving, keep chugging away, keep doing the creative stuff, especially, because that's where it's got that motivation thing, you know. But totally. And I've been out of touch lately with local happenings because I've been so, well, sleepy and so wrapped up in all of this that I haven't really had time to go out and do anything. Well, that and, you know, 3 concerts in 3 weeks will do it to you when you're getting old. You know, the first one was an hour away. The second one was 20 minutes away, and the third one was 2.5 hours away. So you figure round trips, traffic, yeah. I did, of course, the last trip was the biggest driving. But more than that, it's probably my health. I ain't all that healthy. So I think if I just do a sleep and a diet and an exercise thing, figure out a regimen, I think I'll be all the better for it. Of course, that being said, I'll probably be dead in a couple of years anyway, so what the hell. This boy just wants to have fun. That's it. What more can you do? Right? I'm never going to rule the world. I'm not going to be a rich man. I'm not going to do a whole lot of traveling. I'm never going to have a giant mansion and fancy cars and servants and all that kind of stuff. But what I can do is enjoy my family and friends and just have fun. Just have fun. Try to make every day an adventure. This show, this channel, helps make every day an adventure. It really does. Because I don't get out into the world. I don't have a traditional job. I don't have coworkers. I don't get out and do stuff and meet new people and do interesting things. And so this is my outlet. This is my way, my window on the world, My meeting hall where I can hang out, wait for others to pass through and hang out, like a club, like an exclusive club where we all just hang out, do whatever we want. No judging. Yeah. 7 o'clock. Oh yeah, I missed my appointment to my dentist on Wednesday because I was just too sleepy. And it turns out my wife was going to have the car anyway, which let me off the hook because I was too sleepy. So I rescheduled. And I think it's for next week. Yeah, next Tuesday. Because Wednesdays my wife is gone with the car. So Tuesday I'm going to do it. The only bummer is that it's later, which means I'll probably have to get done here and take a quick nap and then get cleaned up and get to my appointment by 11. I really prefer to get done here, get cleaned up and just take off, and then I'm alive. So this means I got a couple of hour gap in between the appointment and the show. So I'll probably try to lay down and get an hour's rest. I don't want to fall asleep in the dentist chair. I'm only going there for x-rays, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But I gotta go. And then, yeah, I keep trying not to dwell on the whole no teeth denture thing. But, what are you gonna do? It's where I'm at. It's what I gotta do. So I gotta do it. But, man, my diet is gonna be fucked up for a while. There's going to be a week or two, especially right at the beginning, that's going to be rough, where I'm not going to be able to eat anything substantial. Put it in my mouth and swallow it, basically. So it's going to be a lot of Ensure, a lot of oatmeal, a lot of soup, a lot of really liquid diet stuff. That's going to be a drag for a couple of weeks until my mouth is healed enough to get dentures, and then I can start chewing. So there's that. And there you are. But the scheduling, because my daughter's always got something going on, I have to figure out the schedule. If she decides that her and her friends are going to go out to do that concert in July and I don't have to go, then I'm probably going to have to get it done in early July if I get approved. so that I can be back into the things in mid-August when it's time to start going to concerts again. The Killers, and we got to drive all the way out to Vegas and stay in Vegas and go to that. And then we got the concert down here in the desert here. So I need to have my act together by then, i.e. some teeth. So yeah, I need to figure out what the schedule is going to be for, you know, getting, you know, full extraction and then into full dentures. What's the time frame? And then where is that going to fit into my schedule? And am I going to be going to a concert gumming? You know, that's what I need to know. So, yeah, there's a little bit of vanity involved, I guess. You know. I have a specific self-image, the way I see myself, right? And I want to see myself a certain way. Getting dentures will actually help me see myself a certain way, right? So, hopefully self-confidence and all of that other shit. But we'll see. I mean, I just want to be to where I'm not worried about teeth, you know. It'll be different. It'll be different. What are you gonna do, eh? What are you gonna do? There goes somebody passing by, getting ready to pick somebody up for work. I betcha. I betcha. Coffee. Well, I made the coffee. It's strong. But, it ain't doing it for me. I don't, maybe if I were to chug the whole cup of coffee down real quick, like most people do, maybe it would hit me stronger, but I think it would hit me too strong. I got a weak heart. So, I just sip it. I mean, I got plenty of time. It's not like I'm in a rush, like I have to run out the door, slam a cup of coffee and brush the hair and I'm gone. I got time to enjoy it, and so I like to enjoy it. Yeah, reading. Maybe I'll be able to read some sci-fi stories and stuff. That would be cool. I don't know that I would want to read through them and practice them. I mean, I'm once I get into it, I'm pretty good about finding the spot where I need to change my voice for a certain character. I become, after a couple of paragraphs, I start to roll along pretty good and I don't make too many mistakes. So, yeah. Doing a little bit of reading. Nothing real heavy, you know. But after a while, we might actually get through some little short, small books, which would be cool, you know. A couple of chapters here and there. That'd be fun. And just do a story time, you know. Do a story time. I still wouldn't label any of my stuff acceptable for kids. I mean, even though a lot of the stuff I do is totally acceptable for, you know, kids, it's up to the parents. If the parents want the kids to listen to one of my old-time radio shows, let them. If the parents are okay with them watching one of my wife's photo album slideshow things, then great. You know, a lot of this stuff that I do live, especially at night, the nighttime stuff is family friendly. But it's not for kids unless the parents say that it is, right? So yeah. I just want to have, you know, good content. Original and shared vintage content. Yeah, I really need to upload some more videos, concert videos, original videos. I guess I've gotten lazy in that I can just grab a bunch of footage and cobble together a video and put it, or take a phone concert footage and create a video out of it, you know. And that's pretty lazy. I mean, I should be setting up some cameras, setting up some props, writing a script, doing some actual video production stuff, and try to complete some more episodes to some of the series that I've created, right? So that's another thing that if I get a routine and a schedule going, it'll be easy to plan that in to the routine. Okay, this is the day that I'm going to shoot actual footage, and then the following day I'm going to edit it and save it and upload it, and don't make any more of a production out of it than that. Just shoot it, post-production, and get it on, right? And try to get into a routine of, you know, regular programming. And that's what the morning and the evening is right now. I've got regular programming, you know, 5 days a week. I got 2 shows a day. You know, to me, that says that I'm on my way to having a regular program thing, you know. And then if I can have videos that premiere, right? So what I should do is be playing the videos, like if I do a movie Monday, then I should play the movie during my morning show, watch it, hang out, comment, do all of that. And then an hour after my show ends, that video should then premiere. And then an hour after that show, another video should premiere. And then I should premiere videos, at least one video a day, right, in between shows. So there's something going on. And then start filling in those gaps more, you know. And come up with ways to create content and share content and add new videos without much hoopla, you know, without making it a huge production. Like if I bring you a TV show from the past, I put a little black and a little black, and then just bring it with a title, and that's it. It's easy to create, easy to save, easy to upload, and I can boom, then move on to the next thing. Put a premiere time and date, and then just be done with it. Drag it over to this computer, play it from here, and then once it's played, we'll drag it over to here and stick it on the external hard drive, and then it's out of the way. And then I can play it from there, which is what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to keep as much as possible off of this graphics computer, because right now it's running on limited memory. So I have to keep, you know, okay, well, if I'm going to use this, I don't need it there. I don't need it. In fact, what I'm going to start doing is, rather than having the files on my desktop here, having the files in the external hard drive, and just having a link here so that I can click on it and it opens it from the hard drive, the external hard drive, and frees up memory here. And having free memory here, then I can upload stuff from the cloud, from my editing computer, upload it to the cloud. Once it's synced up to the cloud, then I can sync it up here on this computer, and then just save it into the, move it over into the external hard drive and off of this hard drive. And I need to free this thing up. Usually I can get about 20 to 40 gigabytes of free memory. And right now I've got like 14. So I need to up the ante on this puppy over here. I went through it yesterday and freed up a bunch of memory because I was like, it was in the red and I was having, things were slowing up. So I did that, did a couple of restarts and organized shit a little better. So it seems to be working the way it should. So far, my live and editing computer is working great. Live stream, fantastic. That's a good sign. If I can make it there soon, I'd like to do the 500 subscriber celebration telethon in the fall, right? If I can get enough subscribers over the summer, then I should be able to pull it off in the fall, and that means trying to plan a place to hold a party, and then plan a big party, an actual party at a house with people and friends and family and stuff there, and then have live music, cameras, YouTube, the whole thing, and do it all, do it all up the right way. And then just do like a 3 or 4 hour party with live cameras and live music and stuff going on, and then do a couple of drawings like last time, like that. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bing. Bada bing Crosby. Yeah. I have to keep readjusting my spine. And I gotta cross my legs, sit cross-legged, keep turning, sit sideways. It sucks. But if I keep moving and adjusting, then I ward off that pain. If I stay in one spot too long, I'm boned. Which is why I can't sleep for too long a period of time before I gotta flip over, or just get up, wake up, and go take a leak and stretch, and then lay back down in another position. What I'll usually do is before I lay back down, I'll check to see where the creases are from the sheet, right, and try to feel where those lines are. If I got lines on this side, well, I'm sleeping on this side for a while. That's it, because after I get up, take a leak, and come back, I don't remember what side I was on. Sometimes the pillows will tell me, but I usually throw them out of the way when I get up, because I have to sleep with like 6 pillows, a couple for my neck and head, and then a couple to prop my arms up, because I sleep with my arms kind of flipping out, doing weird shit, and then a couple to prop myself up, sleeping on my side so I don't roll over. When to put my arm on. It's just crazy. It's horrible. Between the pillows and the dogs, it's just the bed's just a crazy place. It's a crazy place. Okay. Routine, schedule. I think that's my thing. So I need to come up with a daily, right? So I go into my calendar, and I've got daily sections on my calendar that are pretty big. So if I use those and start planning okay, this is my time, this is my schedule for the day, and start getting into a routine, and then have my alarm set to remind me of the routine. Okay, this is the time to eat. Okay, you're done eating. This is the time to nap. Okay, this is the time to get up. This is the time to eat again. This is the time to do this. This is the time to do this. And have my alarm prompting me every step of the way. I think I can do that, right? Get into the routine of routine again. Because the pain has been the only routine that I've had for, what, 12, 13 years now? That's been my routine. Pain management. So that being part of the routine, I should be able to work out some kind of feasible schedule. It's the 15th of the month tomorrow, which means I have 2 weeks before the end of the month to get into a full-blown routine, right? Now that routine will be altered for the duration of my procedural time out, right? But not being live will enable me to use that time for video production rather than being on live, even doing videos, airing videos live. Rather than doing that, I'll just be doing premieres, okay? Live at 5, a video premieres. Live at 7, a video premieres. And then just keep creating videos and have them loaded up the previous week, ready to premiere, so I don't have to do anything, load them up, put a premiere time and date, create the next content, and get into a routine of that and a schedule. You know, I've got X amount of time to create this video. You know, here's your research time, here's your editing time, post-production, here's your saving time, your uploading. You've got to get everything, you know. So there's that. I think looking at it that way, I think I'll be able to do more than I've been doing lately. Lately, I've just been kind of floundering, relying on the mornings and the evenings and the content that I use for those, but that's about it. Oh man. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah, I get real excited about creating, you know, even if it's just creating a list or an agenda, an itinerary, you know, I really get into that. Sometimes I'll create a list of stuff that I never do. But man, I had fun doing that list. So yeah, what I should do right now is go ahead and write write myself a note that I should that's a pretty good way to start right there. The first thing I should do is probably write a schedule. Write a schedule. Yeah, that's it on my big fat block of Post-its, because I'm kind of weird. OCD. I got issues. But I love to, write stuff out, keep track of stuff, make lists, keep records. When I was in plastics manufacturing, that was one of those things that got me a promotion, was because I love to keep records and create ways of keeping records. So I created a whole filing system for the new products and the old products, and the database, and the numbers, the number code to the products, and how to file actual physical samples of products, and it was great. I mean, I created this whole system, which got me a better position, because I was able to show that I had the initiative to go beyond my capacity, to think outside the box. And man, I still remember those files and those records. Those were great. Those were my babies. So this is kind of it now. I've got notebooks here filled with radio shows and shows that I've aired and shows that I'm going to air. And that's cool. So when Lisa, when Susie this morning said that this episode was aired on this date, August 3rd, 1941, I think it's what it was, I was like, wait a second, did I not get that right? And then I realized that I was watching it from files, so she couldn't see what the date was. And then I realized that at the end, the date pops up, and it was, yes, indeed, the date was correct. But I try to keep track of all of the dates, the episodes, the titles, have I uploaded it? I was looking through my files, and I see that I'm missing one episode. I think it's episode 10 in the X-1 series. So I have to go through and find out what episode that was and create that episode and upload it. Probably as a lost episode. Maybe do it on a lost episode day. Pick a Saturday and sit and go live for 3 hours and do a lost episode and play some old time radio and this and that. And then save it into the morning show list as that particular lost episode. I'm missing a couple of episodes, so and I keep those numbers in the lineup, but there's no show there. So people are like, how come it goes from 30 to 32? Where's 31? Where the hell's 31? He went to a concert that day. Oh, well, why is the next day not 31? It's just the way I do things. I'm a kook. Hot. Now we're talking. And I got one of these old school colored pens with the 4 different colors, right? So you can spin it around and get it. Now I want green, now I want black, now I want red, now I want blue. It's pretty cool. I like that. They were a bit fatter when we were younger. This one's a kind of a slimmer Bic. So that's important. I like that. It's important to my show. To organize my show, my commercials and my stuff visually. It's you can see it from there. I mean, visually it's just easier to see, right? You got the green and the red and the green and the red. Right? You guys don't care about that. Yeah, we do. We're weird. Well, if that's the case, then you don't mind if I'm doing my weirdness, because, man, my pain is just... I think it's just about time to invest in some food. Not quite sure what. Do I want to make some roast beef hash? Do I want to do that? We've got some meat left over from enchiladas, I think tonight we're going to do wet burritos. I think we're going to take and make some really good beef and bean burritos, and then smother them in the enchilada sauce. So it's kind of a red wet burrito. Not quite a Colorado, but something similar. And that way we can still use that enchilada sauce. And have something a little bit different. And we got just enough meat to do a couple burritos, 3 burritos. That's perfect. You know, some rice, some sour cream, some cheese, maybe a little lettuce and tomatoes on the side. To die for, you know. Ooh, with a little refried beans and cheese. That'd be good. Yeah, see, I'm already getting hungry. So, yeah, I need to probably right after this sit and draw up a tentative schedule, something that's going to work until I sit down and create a daily schedule. And then what I'll also have to do is create a log. I'll need a daily log so that I'm sure to keep track of everything that I complete on that daily schedule. So every day should have a list of tasks, right? And then alongside those lists of tasks, there should be the actual what is demanded of me. And then did I finish it? Right? Video editing. This is the video we're supposed to edit. Did you do it? Yes, I did. Or no, I slept too long, man. So, yeah, routine, scheduling. You know, start to treat this like it is a business, even though it's just a friggin' hobby. It's just a really, really fun, complicated, interesting hobby. You know, amateur videography / blogging / old-time radio show / you know, weird guy / weird guy / weird guy. So yeah, I mean, I'm totally hip. I'm totally game for making this go crazy, but I'm going to have to get into a schedule. You know, have one day a week where it's like, okay, I need these elements for the week. All right, and I'll get on and I'll do my 2 or 3 or 4 hours of research, whatever that winds up to be. How much time do I need to research X amount of shows? And then do that. Now, right now, for probably the next year, the old-time radio shows that I upload, those are easy. I've already got those on the computer. All I have to do is create graphics, edit, save, upload. So those are pretty basic. I don't have to do anything on that except for maybe a little research to find out dates and station identification, that kind of shit. So creating content, there needs to be a regular schedule of creating content. If I can create content every day in between my shows, that frees up my evening to spend with my family and then get to sleep early. And then utilize my day just like a job. You know, okay, here's the first part of your day is being live, and then taking a break to eat and take a nap, and then getting up and having the second portion of the day where I create content and then go live again, right? And then maybe what I do is create content all week long, and then on one day on the weekend when I've got X amount of time, I can then upload those to YouTube and put premiere dates on them. Right? And that'll be a routine that I'll be able to get into when I have my time away from the morning show. And then I will probably get into planning my evening shows during the morning so that I have graphics to play to show my set list, basically. And I could just take a picture, create a set list on my notepad here, take a picture of it, and then use that as a graphic during the show, right? That's pretty basic. I would prefer like my Grateful Dead video where I've got an actual computer notepad and I've got stuff that kind of comes in. Yeah, create a video with my show with graphics, pictures of the artists, their names, the year, and I could go any way with this. Of course, if I do that, then I have to continue doing it that way. Or do I? Or is that the way I do it during my break? I don't know. These are the things that I have to ask myself, right? How do I do it? How do I... I guess if I continue doing the show the same way, where I have one static camera on my lava lamp, I play the music, and then and the commercials, and then at the end put up a playlist of what was played. Then I don't have to talk. I don't have to create graphics and worry about running an entirely different video or running graphics during anything, right? That would be the most basic way to go to keep it from being overcomplicated in the end, right? Create my show ahead of time. Maybe drag all of my stuff into one file, organize it, select it all, and push play. And it all adds up to an hour-long show, right? And then at the end, put up my end credits, and then roll the credits on what was, what was played that evening. So it would be a matter of me compiling the show into a list, organizing it, and freezing that organization so that it doesn't shift, so that it plays in the order that I want, right? I imagine there's a way to do that. And then I don't use any graphics except for the lava lamp. And then I do an end credits for each show, which should only take a few minutes to create and save. And then add that to the end credits. Create a new end credits with a gap at the beginning for what was played. We started the show off with this. Here's the first block. Here's the commercials that were played. Here's the second block. And get into it like that, right? And then once I do that, I can create a show in a file with all the stuff copied over, and then I can create a new show in a file right alongside that one and not copy yesterday's show or not copy a show all week, and then just keep rearranging stuff, and then actually have these show files saved so I could just, and I just want to repeat a show. Here's a show, douche, right? I'm gonna run to the store, so I'm gonna repeat a show. I'll be right back. There you go. So that's a lot of memory. I could create a new show every day and then get rid of it, because it would just be a copy. They would all just be copies of the original files. You know, select all of the shows I want, copy them over, go to the other file, select all the shows and copy them over, select all the commercials I want, copy them over, arrange them in the file the way I want them played. Now what I should be doing is taking all of these songs and turning them into video files and have a photograph of the artist and a caption, so that eventually, rather than looking at the lava lamp during the whole show, I just push a play and all of the videos play. And they announce themselves. So I don't even have to be there during that duration, during that period where I can't be there, right? So if I were to take each one of those audio files and turn it into a video file, then they will just play one after the other and explain themselves. And then that gives me graphics during my show. And then I can also add to that the fact that this is nighttime nonsense and nostalgia, right? I can add more graphics to just the photograph. It'll be more than that. Maybe I can use my nighttime graphics and then just add a photograph in somewhere, move it around, shift it, so I've got a spot for a photograph. And then the artist and a caption. Or just create a whole new graphics, which is probably a good, if I'm going to revamp the show, create a whole new graphics. So where are we at? We're on episode 20 of Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia. So 15, 25, 30. So at the end of the month, it's going to be 30 episodes, right? So I might start off the next month in July. I might start July, a new season of Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia, with the whole revamp to the graphics and video and stuff, and then try to create whole shows in a block so that I can just push a button, right? And that's going to free me up physically so that I won't have to do any talking. And then it'll be easier to save and construct shows that way, where the graphics are embedded into the music and yeah, I mean, that's going to take some time to take each song and create a graphic, find a photograph, and make the video. It shouldn't take too long to save because it's just a photograph, a graphic, and a soundtrack. So, you know, we're looking at 5 minutes to save, 5 minutes to create. It's going to take a couple of minutes to create the graphics and save it, find a photograph. That photograph is going to get reused a bunch of times. So research finding photographs of artists, creating their graphics, and then creating individual song graphics, year graphics that I can reuse, right? Just have a whole bunch of year graphics from the 20s on into the 40s by the year. Have the name graphics that I can reuse. Embed the photograph and the name in one element, so that I'm just adding the song title in the year, song title in the year, song title in the year, and then the song, and save it. And then have them just fade in and out. Fade in from black, fade out to black, fade into the next one, so that they fade out, and then the next one starts and fades in, right? And if I set up the show correctly, then it should be easy to reproduce once I have all the songs and the graphics, and each time I bring a new block of songs in, create the new graphics, I'll have existing elements that I can use, and I'll just be creating new song titles, graphics, after a while, because I will have so many of the same artists and all of the years, photographs. I mean, now it's starting to sound a little more interesting, right? So I think I'm going to start doing that. I think I'm going to start taking my songs and turning them into videos that explain themselves, so that when I start this next season of Nighttime, it's going to free me up enormously. Yeah. And then I have to create a proper pre-show. I want to create like five pre-shows, and each day will have its specific pre-show. All right, and I would like the pre-show to include a previously viewed show, like a Monday movie, right? Let's show that movie, and then do a little pre-show music and commercial, and then go into the actual show. And if I can set them up in files, so I just select everything and then push play, it will play everything in order, you know. So I can set up the pre-show and the show all in one file, and then just hit play. Now we're talking. And just have it timed so that when I get to the hour, that's when my, you know, I have to start play on this here, regardless of if I'm live or not yet. But this pre-show has to start on time in order for it to get to the hour when the credits start rolling on the opening of the show, right? In there somewhere. Somewheres. So, yeah, that'll be cool. I gotta get on track with that. So I'll just start with one specific artist, take all of the songs that I have already, create videos, create a new file, label them so that when they're labeled in their file, they're categorized by the year or the artist or however you want to do it, right? Click here and they're all lined up by the artist. Click it again and they're lined up by the year. Alphabetical on the song title, which is the easiest way to do it. Yeah. And then just go through and, you know, I need about this much time, and then this much time, and this much time, and okay, our time is now added up to about here, so I need to squeeze something in and then finish it off. And usually I've been pretty close within a minute or so of, starting a show and wrapping it up within about an hour. So I need to hone that down, hone my skills. Without having to talk, it's going to make it easier to line stuff up time-wise. So I think that I am going to be throwing a lot of content up on YouTube during my hiatus. I'm going to continue my live evening show, and I am going to stay off of the mornings until I feel comfortable enough to start talking again. And then, that being said, I still might do live premieres of stuff in the mornings, and just set stuff up to be premiered, at 5 a.m. when I would normally be here, so that we still have something going on. And then in the evenings, of course, there'll be the whole comment thing that'll still be going on. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's time to start revamping stuff a little bit and get ready for the summertime, because the summertime is going to be a little different with all of this procedural stuff. And once I get everything taken care of, I'm hoping that I can come back and not have lost any momentum. If I can continue to make videos, continue to do my evening live stuff, and I'm going to do a lot more Grateful Dead videos. What the hell? They're out there. People are loving them. Like 1,200 hits on my one Grateful Dead video. It's crazy. I should post a link to that one at the end. Or at the end of that one, I should post a link to the other one. But, yeah. I can't wait to create more content, because that's where it's at, seeing how many hits I can get on something. Nero Wolf, I want to create a bunch more Nero Wolf, because people are loving the Nero Wolf stuff. Almost 1,000 hits on that thing, just one video. So, yeah, I want to up the game on my old-time radio stuff. I want to continue to make no less than 4 old-time radio videos a week. I may up the ante and start making 5 and just release 1 a day. Just release 1 a day during the week. Create movie memories and release 1 a day during the week. Air them all live during a live broadcast together. And I can just sit here and push play, put them into a block and hit play, right? And then 1 day a week at noon, one of those is released every day a week. I think that might be, advantageous and easy to accomplish too. Every day I can create a new week's worth of stuff. Put 5 movies together in 1 day, put 5 radio shows, 5 TV shows, and then figure out, do a whole, do 5 fucking concerts, and then, or 1 big long concert. That's probably it, because those concerts are pretty long. But do 1 long concert and then release it on Thursday. Find a way to do a flashback segment and release it on Friday. But try to keep a whole lot of content coming out. Because creatively, that's where it's at for me. It looks like we're just about the top of the hour. Yeah, we're just at the top of the hour here. Looks like it's time to wrap things up so I can eat and put myself to bed for an hour and then get up and start this rigmarole. So, yeah. I'm excited now. I'm real excited,
So let me find my morning show here. Oh, here it is. Morning show closing sequence. So yeah, I guess that's going to do it for us today. Let's see. Join me this evening for the final episode this week of Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia. I'll probably play a whole bunch of my favorite stuff because I just love it. So, yeah, come on back, and then be sure to join me here again Monday morning for another episode of Mornings, because this is, this is where I get to talk and spitball things and kind of hash things out in my head and work things out. So this is great. And then we'll see what I've decided and what I've come up with. I should have, by Monday, I should have a schedule. I should have already started compiling files of things that I can work on throughout the week, so that Monday morning after the show I can start working on everything I'm going to need for the following week, so that starting by the end of the month, by the beginning of next month, we should have a pretty heavy schedule of stuff being released. So my content is just gonna go crazy, right? I've got so much concert footage that I need to deal with, so many individual songs that I need to just put on a video and then just upload it, a few graphics, and not try to worry too much about, gonna zoom in and get the best picture I can, and then just let it go, and save it, upload it, premiere date, and move on, right? And if I can get into a regular habit, then my channel is going to be all the better for it. Okay, people, I got to get rolling, because if I don't, I will just continue to talk and talk and talk, and I got to eat. I gotta eat something. I don't know what that's going to be, but I got to eat something. Maybe I will bust out a can of corned beef and make some potatoes and make some hash and eggs or something. That sounds really good. Or biscuits and gravy and something. I need to do something, because I'm starving. All right, so please come back, join me again in the mañana, because, not in the mañana, in the evening. Come back in the evening and join me. All right, take it easy. Let me move that over there. All right, people, be kind to each other. Peace, love, and most especially, stay weird, man. Okay? Adios.